coming to you from a very windy Big Spring High School here in Newville, Pennsylvania, here in South Central PA. Hello, everybody. The Den is on the air, and we've got playoff action for you. A rematch of 2 weeks ago between the visiting Tri-County Owls and the Central Penn Hitmen. Of course, these two teams met 2 weeks ago in Millersville, and Central Penn pulled out a 22-20 victory. And needless to say, if 2 weeks ago was basically the bar set, we're going to be good for a great playoff rematch here out in the middle of who knows where.
Neville.
We could say.
Tom, it's me, Neville. Just call me Neville. Don't call me Howard. Call me Neville.
I won't call you Aaron either. I'm Tom Wilkins with Howard Gaber. Craig taking care. I'll get it right. Craig is taking care of the cameras up above. And Howard, obviously you're seeing some good action here. Of course, the winner taking on Brooklyn next weekend.
Yes, in Philly. And we will be there as well, but Tom won't. But that's okay. We'll think of him on the way there during a game. So anyways, Tom, so what do you got, Tom? Who do you think? Give me a key to the Hitmen taking the win today.
Well, I honestly think, given how these two teams fared up 2 weeks ago, I think for the Hitmen, David Legree's got to play a little bit better. It seems like in his career, regardless of which team he plays for, he does just enough to get his team by. I think he's going to do a little bit more today to get the Hitmen to the championship game next weekend. Now, the question is for the Tri-County Owls, what would you say would be their key?
I would say Meach, quarterback. Again, it all depends on the quarterbacks on these teams. Meach has got to come up with a big game. He's a running, dynamic type quarterback that can throw the pass. He can catch you in the flats. He can catch you deep. He also has a couple really good wide receivers in Weidman and Nadir Smith, so I could see him using them to his advantage. He's also got a very tall receiver, and their defense is stout. You got Danny Curtis leading the defense from the linebacker position. So we do have sounds of the game. We're using the microphone on our Mac because there's no power out here and no generator, no plugs. I think we'd have to run one from the school, which is about, I'd say, a quarter mile.
That is a lot of wire, to say the least.
So we're just using. You're going to get a lot of sounds of the game out here, a lot of yelling and screaming from the players, and just hear Tom yelling and screaming, as always.
I don't know about that, so apologies if somehow language comes through by accident here. But in any case, it looks like the Hitmen are going to receive the ball first. Looks like Tri-County won the toss and will have their choice in the second half. Tri-County India way white, the Hitmen in their black and their neon green as usual, and we are set to go here in South Central Pennsylvania as it looks like an Upman is taking the ball up to about the 35, maybe the 37-yard line.
Yeah, good return. Good return. You want to start in positive territory so you're not back in your own end zone, and they got it up there. So 1st and 10, Tom.
All right, they will spot the ball probably the 37-yard line. Of course, the longtime veteran semi-pro quarterback, David Legree, he, of course, behind the helm for the Central Penn Hitmen. And he's been a force. I mean, this is a guy whom, if you need a pass like in the tightest spot, he will deliver it for you most of the time.
Most of the time. Although lately he's been a little erratic, but again, when the pressure's on, you don't want anyone better in there. And he is a true passing quarterback. He can run. He's got size. But he is a true pocket passer.
I think also the other key to this game is what can Evan Merle do for an encore after a couple weeks ago?
My gosh.
Let's see what happens here. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line as Legree is lined up in the shotgun with it back to the right.
Going be a for pass. The kill switch, first play?
Well, he's going to throw, but it's a little bit short, incomplete. So it forces 2nd and 10. I'm wondering if Legree was unsure as to where to throw the ball. He had an idea, maybe go down the field, but maybe one or more routes were kind of trapped up.
Yeah, probably covered. Yeah, probably covered up. So, he usually makes the right decision. So you got to trust him on that.
And like I said, early in the game, he may be a little bit erratic, but it's like late in the game is where he shines the best, and that has been like throughout his prolific career here. So 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. And this time Legree's going to spread things out here.
Again, single back.
That's to the right of Legree, and it's going to be a handoff.
No.
And the ball's out. No, they went to a throw and ended up going incomplete.
Yeah, hit the lineman. Came in and hit the lineman on the back.
Should that be an eligible player right there?
No, it was a defensive lineman, Tom.
You said lineman. I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe it hit the back of
The
somebody.
mesh. He pulled it out of the mesh at the last second and tried to pass it, and just happened to hit a lineman.
Oh, okay.
So, it just bounced off
Yeah,
somebody's back or
sometimes a little difficult to see on a smaller screen.
I'm going
but
to see, though, Tom. Second and...
Gonna be 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. So first series. Brooklyn went 3-4 series without scoring yesterday. So it was interesting to see teams that had the bye week, coming back.
Well, sometimes they struggle a little bit with a week off, thinking they can be on all cylinders, but it doesn't work for everybody. Now on 3rd and 10, here's Legree. He's under a rush. He's going to shovel pass. Man falls down. We're going to have a first down across the midfield. Down to the 48-yard line, and the veteran Cody Lamoureux comes through for 15 yards and moves to 6.
Great play. Great play. Shovel pass under pressure. Gets it out, and there you go. You get the first down out.
And I'm not exactly sure if this turf is any different in comparison to where we were in Millersville a couple weeks ago.
You could walk out there, Tom. You could probably walk out there at halftime. We're that close.
Well, completely the opposite of where we were 2 weeks ago when we might be in another town at the top of the press box here.
Zip code up there.
So after a gain of 15, the Hitmen at the 48-yard line of the Owls, 1st and 10. Remember,
first down.
But the Hitmen, remember, they scored in their opening drive in the last meeting. We'll see what they do here as Tri-County, they're showing a blitz. Now a delayed handoff, and Lamoureux's only going to get about a yard off the left tackle.
Yeah, you bottled them up. Bottled them up there. Came up and bottled them up and, kept it to no gain. Maybe a half a yard. That's what they're going to give them. But, this Owl line is just stout. They have good speed and good talent, which, just is essential for semi-pro.
And usually some good discipline to go with it.
Right, you're not going to get a lot of offsides.
Yeah, Lester Cream is usually very good schooling his teams, and that's why they're usually at the top of whatever league they play. So now the Hitmen line up. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 48-yard line. Opening drive of the game. Glad you're with us. And by the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers checking things out here today. As Legree is in the shotgun.
Another mesh. He keeps.
That's a keeper this time, and Legree gets clunked to the 43. Ball comes out after the play was over, but it's still a 4-yard pickup as Legree may not have been pretty, but he got positive yardage.
Yeah, you got to turn nothing into something, and he did, but you're still again behind the sticks. 3rd down again. You don't expect that out of the Hitmen, but you had the layoff. So when you have the layoff, you're going to have time where it's going to take the offense time to get back in rhythm. Yeah. You can practice all you want.
Not only that, teams like that tend to be maybe a little bit more conservative because they want to make sure they get off to a great head start, but the risk-reward factor is kind of like uneven. So you have to also consider that. So 3rd, and it looks like 5, ball spot at the 40, looks like 43, 42-yard line of the Owls. Legree again to shotgun. He'll take it. Goes back, has plenty of time. He'll zing it. And that pass is caught and going down to probably about the 22-yard line.
That's your guy.
Evan Morrill strikes through another 21 yards.
Good play. Good play out there. We just want to let everybody know we're not going to have replays today because we're on a very, very short system.
Yeah, unfortunately. We didn't know what we were going to get to here in South Central Pennsylvania.
We usually don't stream with audio for no power, so we're trying our best. But hey, at least we got the game. You get to see it. You can always go backwards in YouTube and do your own replays.
Yeah, and of course you can always subscribe to HSG Network on YouTube. Make sure you do that too while you're at it.
80 away from 2,000, Tom.
Is that right?
80.
Oh, bring them.
Today we should make it.
I hope we do. All right, so 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. I'm going to say the 21 actually. Legree looks like he's changing the play a little bit. Owls look like they're going to...
doing blocking, changing the blocking. They see something coming.
Well, it looks like an overload on the left side. Legree's going to pass, going to take a shot. And that pass short, there's a spin move, but then losing his footing. Going to be a couple yards on the play at the 17-yard line.
Help him up. That's Hatchell, 6. Is that Hatchell?
Yeah, Vito Hatchell out of Philly was the one who made the grab there.
My window's coming in on me. I'm feeling claustrophobic.
Yeah, we're actually on. We have.
I'm going to take a picture and send it to everybody so he doesn't have to describe what we're in. We're in a tent at the 50.
Yes. So we're broadcasting on ground level, but Craig is the one that has the eagle eye. We also see somewhere along here is like a drone
Yes,
over
it's
the
a drone.
field.
That's his own drone that he pays for to come out here because he doesn't trust our film.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why. It's the best film in the world here.
Well, anyway, it is 2nd and 6. Hitman in the red zone, it looks like. And Legree once again the
wide, stay
shotgun.
wide.
They get a man in motion and they reverse gears. And now they go with the handle, trying to sweep right at. Oh, the Owls are waiting for him.
No chance.
Ends up being a 2-yard loss.
That's James Rousseau, number 34. On the tackle, Tom, number 7.
Yeah, that was Duron Maxwell.
Yep.
And boy, he's going to need a big game from him in order for Tri-County to come through with the upset win. Remember, the winner plays Brooklyn. The
gonna be a big
Seminoles.
game.
Yeah, Brooklyn defeated the Jackals yesterday, and I believe the game was in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's in Philly.
Oh, no. I'm talking yesterday's game.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, yesterday's game was in Brooklyn. They're the number 1 seed.
That's all right.
So they host it.
It was a 3-hour, 15-minute drive, so
Yes,
obviously
to
we're
Brooklyn.
still Pennsylvania. We're talking
me.
today for the Pennsylvania Turnpike
I was gonna
Bash
say, for me,
here.
it was about an hour and a half on the Bell Parkway.
Oh, Lord.
Love it.
All right, 3rd and 8 from the 19-yard line. Legree
Spread
in the
again,
shotgun.
Tom, right? Single back.
They go to the right this time, so back to pass. Look, he may take off himself.
Oh,
he
he
will,
does.
and he's not going to get a first down. That's some good containment by the Owl defense there. Got a few yards on the play, but still short of a first down. Now, this is something we mentioned a couple weeks ago. I don't think they carry a kicker, so it's a... Oh,
Yes, they do. They have 2 kickers, Tom.
Oh, they have 2
This team
kickers.
has 2 kickers. They have Schroeder and they have Ian Olch. So the Hitmen have 2 kickers. It's the Owls that don't have any. Right
Okay, I must have gotten them confused a little bit. So, but in any case, it's going to be 4th down. We'll see how they line up
get a
here.
timeout?
Or I think I couldn't tell who signaled for what for a timeout. But
Wait, I think we got a signal now. Oh, they did. Go ahead, Tom. I'm
right.
gonna play with the scoreboard. See if I can get to it.
yeah, all right. So I'm not sure who called the timeout.
It was the Central Penn Bryant.
Oh,
He pointed to
so
him.
it was the Hitmen that called timeout. By the way, this game is presented by WeatherTight Exteriors, who provides the highest quality roofing services for their customers. From the very beginning of working with them, make sure to keep your home dry and well taken care of. Whether you're in need of roof repair or replacement and other projects in the Royersford, Pennsylvania and surrounding areas, we've got you covered. So again, call WeatherTight Exteriors 610-686-7303. Again, 610-686-7303.
Smooth, Wilkins. Smooth, very smooth.
I'm trying to be smooth. Of course, the clipboard isn't really being smooth to me either.
That's all right. Who expected wind? You can close your window always,
Wow.
and then I'll just keep blowing in.
At least here we're at least being shaded with the tent from the sun, and we
Yes.
got about a 15-mile crosswind left to right. So
And if
that's
we didn't
gonna,
have it, Tom, you'd never be able to see your screen.
that is true.
So here we go. 4th down, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be from the 13-yard line, so 4th and about a yard. Wouldn't be surprised to call a draw here.
He's taking it himself.
He
Keep up.
does, and he reaches. Yeah, I think he's got it right at the edge of the 10-yard line. Line of game was the 11. So that's going to be a first down as the Hitmen were able to make that 4th down play. And I think if I recall correctly, they did go for a couple 4th downs early 2 weeks ago, made both of those in line for their first score.
Yeah, it's an offense that moves. It's a north-south offense. You don't get a lot of east-west out of the Hitmen. Legree is a north-south type player where he wants to move the ball downfield and get first downs and not waste any time and get the points on the board. Their offense is just streamlined for this, especially with the receivers they have and the running. They have 3 good running backs that they can alternate.
And let's also not forget that their pride and joy is to make sure they score first, like the opening drive of the game. We saw that 2 weeks ago, and it looks like we may have a case for an encore situation here. So, based upon that, it is 1st and goal.
Extra tight end, maybe? Yeah, probably tight end in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
Tight end.
they got to do about the 6-yard line, so Legree got more yards on 4th down than we thought.
Yeah, wide receiver on the left.
All right, back to the left in the shotgun for Legree, which is where he normally plays anyway. And here's the handoff,
yeah.
and look at that. The Owls were swarming, and they force a 1-yard loss, and a helmet also goes off.
Yeah, we had that last week, 2 weeks ago. A lot of helmets coming off.
And why do we see
Greg,
that
stay
so
center.
often?
Stay center. Don't worry about the guy on the right.
Why do we see so many helmets come off so often, especially in this league?
Because you know what it is? It's the straps, and it's an unwritten code. Guys don't like to have the chin strap because they feel it's restricting. So they take the chin strap and pin it to the back. So you basically, I'm trying to show emotionally, but I know no one can see it. Basically, you have two wraps coming around. So you have one that's across the face, one across the chin, and then one across up a little higher than that. It's the one that goes from the left ear to the right ear underneath your neck in that chin area that you usually don't do. They'll put it off on the side somewhere, and that's how your helmet gets popped off because there's nothing supporting the bottom.
All right, Legree changing the play on 2nd and goal. He's going to keep it himself and try and dive, and it doesn't look like he's going to get too far. Maybe get to about the 5-yard line, depending on the spot.
Yeah, the Owls are tough up front. They're very, very tough up front. They got some good size and got some good tacklers. So that's what's gonna keep it there.
And I'm sure there are some lessons to be learned from the game from 2 weeks ago. As again, the wind is really picking up here.
Well, we know the guys, so we should be good. Just Tom's rosters.
Yeah, I might have to put a couple waters down on the clipboard here, but whatever holds them. So right now for the Hitmen,
very methodic, Tom. Taking a lot of time in the huddle. Not coming out quick, using up the clock,
and making sure they have the right play call for the right situation.
Yep.
That's one thing about them. So 3rd and goal, and the official waiting to spot the ball. That's why I have a slight delay here.
You can watch it on your screen if you can hear. I'm too far back. You can watch it on your screen there. It looks like he's motioning something happened. Just letting him know.
Well, the ball spotted at the 10-yard line, so that might have been
Must have been a false start or something.
probably a false start or maybe a substitution thing. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to make it 3rd and goal from the 10. Legree in the shock, and he's probably like, no worry, I'll take care of this, and we'll see if he's right.
He's only gone on 4th down last week.
Back the pass, looking, he'll fire, and the pass is indeed caught. What do you know? Welcome to the end zone. A nice grab by Nathaniel Barnes out of Carlisle, not far up the road from where we are. And he ends up scoring the first points for the Hitmen. And as usual, opening drive, they get points. Mission accomplished.
Big play, big pass, big everything. Big catch. Threw it in traffic and got it through there, but he's got a very strong arm. So great job by Legree and great job by the catch on the catch.
And that's the intangible a lot of quarterbacks do not have that Legree does, and that is that zip type arm that's able to put a spiral in it precisely the right spot.
And this is Olch doing the extra point.
Olch will try the extra point, and kick is good. So the Central Penn Hitmen with a very good start. They have the first points, and they get the first 70 Owls, of course, with their opening drive in just a moment. So why don't we go ahead and grab a break? We'll come back in a sec. As you can tell by the noise on the sideline of the Central Penn Hitmen, it's rather loud and rather congratulatory after their opening drive score. 10-yard touchdown pass from David Legree to Nathaniel Barnes. Extra point works, and the Hitmen have the first 7 points. And now the Owls will have their opening drive in a second. And the Owls, they've been known to respond rather well to situations like this. And I believe 2 weeks ago in Millersville, the same exact thing happened.
Yeah, they came back. They came right back at them. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They haven't had the week off, so they didn't have the bye. So it should be good. Should be good. Good to see them working out there.
Do you remember what the score was from last week?
For their game?
Yeah.
Give me a second. 28-7.
Oh, it was 28-7. Well, meanwhile, the Owls got very contained on the kickoff, and they don't even get back to the 20-yard line. I'm going to say the 19.
Yeah. And a meeting of the minds. Craig, tighter on that. Tighter. There you go. That's it.
Well, needless to say, obviously a loud Hitmen sideline.
Oh, yeah, fired up.
They are definitely fired up after a good special teams play. And now we will see the quarterback, of course, for the Tri-County Owls, Dimitri Davis, out of Toms River, New Jersey, hoping he can respond in regards to the opening drive by the Hitmen.
Yeah, they did a lot of talking, Tom. A lot of talking online this week, as always. But that's normal for semi-pro football.
I mean,
let's see if we can back it up. That's all right.
Well, the thing was, 2 weeks ago, the two teams were going back and forth like crazy. But in the end of the game, after a hard-fought battle, much respect on both sides, and that's what you always want to see, even after all the talking's done. All right, so let's see what Davis does here at 1st and 10. Ball spot at the 19-yard line, and evidently there was a problem with the snap.
Oh, you get nothing out of that.
And I think it looked like the Owls recovered this one, so they only get back to the line of scrimmage here. So obviously something didn't go right with that execution.
Could be the trip, Tom. Could be that 3.5-hour trip. You get a little tired there going. I mean, I'm still waking up from the trip. Oh, wait, I was driving, so we're good.
Well, you did an admirable job against there safely, and usually Sunday mornings you don't get too much traffic on the Pennsylvania Turnpike unless there are a bunch of people going to Hershey Park.
Never know. On our days, yes, there'll be traffic. Especially going home. I can see us going home. All these people we're going to have to follow.
We'll take 81 over to Bell Parkway anytime, but that's beside the point. All right, so 2nd and 10. Looked like the game was only like 2 on to play, so we'll say the ball's at the 21-yard line. Davis back to pass.
There it is.
And he'll throw a left shot, and that's caught about the 25 and pushing out of bounds to about the 27-yard line. So a little short of a first down.
Deere Smith on the catch there. He had a lot of catches last week. I think he had the last touchdown too. So,
well, let's see if he can build from his success from last week, which I think is going to be key right here. He's about a yard short of a first down, so that was a gain of 7. So 3rd and 9, it's going to be from the 28-yard line. And this is one of those plays where I wouldn't be surprised they try and go up the middle. They quick snap it. It's going to work for a first down and plenty more to the 45-yard line.
Dimitri Davis on the keeper.
Davis kept it himself, and he gained 17 on the play. Like I said, if his legs are working, he can really be a dangerous weapon.
Yeah, and you hope that they got here, they got some liquid in them. They got, they're not going to be exhausted from the ride because it's a 3-hour drive out here. This is what, Tom, give us an area. Like, it's Carlisle? Like,
yeah, well, if you're thinking about 81, we're southwest of Harrisburg, about 40 miles.
Okay.
So, if you know about south central Pennsylvania, it's like in between the Blue Mountain and Carlisle interchanges and maybe about 10 miles south of that. So, give you a little bit of a geographical
even west
idea.
Of central Penn Piranha country. Another keeper.
Another keeper by Davis, and this time contained.
Oh, just last second, curled around and gave it to him. That's got to be 28 on a run.
And
no, it was him. Sorry, Tom.
Oh, okay. So Davis with the fake, and he ends up losing a yard on the play.
Yeah, usually 28's back there.
And now we have an official timeout here. There's a flag down right at the midfield stripe.
Let's just wait to see what they get.
Well, there's obviously some tempers flaring, and we're only like halfway in the first quarter of this one.
This is like a suit, Tom. They just played 2 weeks ago. These guys do not want to play each other. They're again, a lot of them are friends. They play on different teams together. But when you're out here, this is your game. This is you want to move on.
Well, exactly. You don't want your season to end so abruptly.
So it's going to be offsetting unsportsmanlike. So someone got nasty over here. We didn't catch it. That's okay.
Well, we kind of heard some loudness coming from like the middle of the field. So that came after the play was over, and they're going to give him maybe a yard. So it's 2nd and 9 following the offsetting unsportsmanlike. So the ball is spotted at the 46-yard line. They're going to spread here as Davis is calling the play here in the shotgun. Back to pass.
Coming our way,
He'll throw
Tom.
left, and it is caught at the midfield stripe, and we'll see where they spot it.
Weidman on the catch.
That was a good catch too, and right midfield. So it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. So good job by the Hitmen secondary to contain to a short game.
Yeah, Darnell Wyman's really one of their better receivers. They're all good. You know, he just he can break it open. He can break the play and get downfield. So good to contain him for 5 yards.
So it is 3rd and 5 from the
getting warmer
midfield
out
stripe. Well, it's
Jeez.
82 degrees at kickoff, and it's only expected to be low 80s. It's a good thing we're not playing tomorrow because I'm expecting it to be 90 degrees here.
Oh my gosh!
So,
And there is no shade except for our tent.
well, thank goodness for that. And we're getting a good breeze. Like I said, the wind is in the Owl's face. And of course, we'll switch sides in the second quarter when they'll go left to right. A high snap, and he dropped it. And he's going to fall it back in his own territory at the 41. Boy, those mistakes get magnified,
Yeah.
especially when you get into the playoffs.
Yeah, because last week they had the same issues. They had a couple.
It might have been recovered by the Hitmen because I see them pointing.
No, defense is still on the field.
Oh, defense is still on the field. Okay.
But it's 4th, so you're going to have your return team. You may
Well-
have some defense, but you're also going to have a couple guys for the return team in there. So, Meach, I keep calling him Meach. It's Dimitri Davis, the quarterback. Has been known to quick kick. He'll drop back and kick the ball.
And
Which he's doing now. Looks like he's doing it now.
And remember, the wind's in his face, so he's got to go to low line drive and like maybe a helicopter motion. We'll see. Instead, it'll be 4th and 14.
And there it is.
And yep, oh my goodness. That one is gonna take a neutral bounce.
No, it's not,
and now,
Tom.
and now it goes backward.
Oh, that was no neutral.
I mean, that ball was so high in the air. Good thing the drone got out of the way.
Yeah, well, the drone's usually behind. Yeah, the drone's behind the offense, supposed to be so. You got it, Craig.
All right,
Camera
and
guy Craig Davies is just on top of it today. Incredible. Sweating, but while we're in the shade, he's in the sun.
and it ends up being a 19-yard punt as the ball is going to be the official spot where it went out of bounds, so it might be even be less than that. So while the officials discuss,
Go ahead, Tom. Give us a spot.
I think I will. Of course, this game being presented by TapeMeUp.net, which reminds you if you suffer from chronic joint pain or instability during training or competitive activity, Tape Me Up may be a remedy. Of course, trainer Steve has 10 years experience in the athletic training profession and is fully capable and prepared to tackle many of your athletic taping needs. So if you want to check out trainer Steve and Tape Me Up, visit his website at TapeMeUp.net. Again, TapeMeUp.net.
They're going to mark it at the 40-yard line. 40-yard line, Tom.
Actually, they're moving the ball, and they're going to add another 5 yards.
There's been an offside on the punt, on
So
the
they're gonna,
defense.
Okay, so a penalty is going to be against the.
No, I'm sorry, you're right. Offense, the kicking team was offside.
Yeah, kicking team.
So they have the option.
Illegal player downfield. That's what it was.
Okay.
So that moves it 5 yards from the end of where it went out of bounds.
Take over, Tom.
And so the Hitmen will have first and 10 for their own 45-yard line. Very good field position. They were able to stop the Owls in the opening drive. And, of course, that high snap, I mean, that was an issue 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And here we go, having it happening again. Against a good team like this, you can't be making those mistakes.
And it's the center exchange. That's what you got to work on. Now is not the time. Playoffs.
All right, Legree with a man in motion here on first and 10.
Morrell. It's Cody.
And Lamoureux try and bounce outside, but the containment
Have to come
very
at us,
good
Tom.
by the Owls. And now, oh my goodness, a bench got knocked over, and so a youngster nearly got caught in the way of it.
Tom, they always have to come towards us. I don't know. It's the eagle. It's a magnet.
Are we magnets or what?
It's the pole. That's the hardest shot to get when they come up. Then again, there shouldn't be any kids on the sidelines at all. But it's we don't judge and we don't
No, but
That's
well,
just
hopefully
what they
everything's
do.
okay over there.
They like to
But
come over and watch
the
their
game
parents play.
continues, and it'll be second and looks to be like a 2-yard loss. So
Yeah.
second and 12 from the 43-yard line.
Landon, then you already go out there with Big Howard.
So they'll line up in the spread. Make sure everybody's okay over there. So Legree will take it. Almost was a false start.
What is
There's a
going on
hand up.
back
The ball
there?
went. The ball came out, and I think the Owls may have recovered it. I think at
I
the
think they tackled him.
35-yard line.
90.
And yes, indeed, the Owls recovered a fumble.
Number 90, Tom, on that recovery.
That is Deshaun Perry, the defensive end from Camden, comes through with a big play and forces a turnover on the Hitmen, and the Owls get remarkable field position.
Wow.
What a great stop by the Owl defense. Only took a couple of plays, and that did the trick. They needed something like this to turn the game a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to go score for score. You got to get at least the ball back. And,
all right, well, they're going to switch sides here because it is quarter time here in Newville. So with the score, the Hitmen 70, Owls nothing. We'll come back with quarter number 2 in just a moment. We're back here at Big Spring High School here in Newville, Pennsylvania, here in South Central PA. I'm Tom Wilkins with Howard Gaber here for the Den semi-final playoff game as the Owls just forced a Hitman turnover and have it 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
And we got
But
a little
an
jumpy.
Inauspicious start
A little jumpy.
as flags are down, and that's going to be a false start against the Owls. So after coming up with a big play, that is something you do not want to do.
And mistakes are just magnified because you're now in the playoffs. So those mistakes are going to magnify, and you're going to have to overcome them to win this game. So the more they make, the harder it's going to be. I mean, you already had a bad snap for a fumble, and now you've had a penalty on your first down in their territory. So, I expect the Owls to come back from this.
I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. I mean, you have to remember, too, in any game, it's usually the team that's more talented wins, but also it's a matter of how few mistakes you make. And Dimitri is going to keep it himself and gain most of the yards back, and then another 4 on top of it. So a 9-yard pickup for Davis, and it forces a 2nd and 6.
And they're exploiting the outsides, which is very tough to do in semi-pro because that's where your speed guys are. Your speed guys are lined up on the outside, so to catch that edge is very difficult. But again, he's got the speed to do it.
So after, and I think they're going to get a good spot here. So we got 10 on the play.
Jeez.
Ball spot at the 30-yard line now. So 2nd and 5 as the Owls try to get points off of this Hitman turnover. The Owls, of course, in their road white uniforms, dark maroon numbers and pants, and black helmets. Let's see what happens with Davis this time around. They'll spread. Seems like Legree and Davis are like two mirrored quarterbacks. Just Legree has a stronger arm.
Yep. And Dimitri runs more. Way more.
Oh, he dropped another snap, but he picks it up. Let's see if he takes off. And he will. He gets out of another time. Look at this. To the 20. And he takes a dive to about the 13-yard line. You talk about athleticism. Davis showed that and then some. Aborted natural disaster and gains 22 yards on the run, which could have easily been a 10-yard loss or even a turnover.
Yeah, well, you come in and you overrush. So you go past him once he drops that fumble. You're trying to either pick it up or get him. And then once he gets past that first line, it's, you're going to get yardage out of it. And I knew as soon as he took that turn, and then he makes one guy miss, and it's another 5, 6, 10 yards.
Now he got certainly a lot more than that, but the Owls are in the red zone. They're going to have 1st and 10. They're going to spot at the 14-yard line. That was a 21-yard pickup. Davis magic with his legs there.
So now you got to bend, but you can't break here.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 14. Davis will await the snap here. Back to pass. Gonna take his shot.
And he still got it.
Oh, he faked everybody out. He's running, and he slides safely into the end zone.
Yep.
Boy, he faked all of us out. Dimitri Davis, a 14-yard touchdown run. And the Owls are on the board, and they take advantage of the Hitman turnover.
And they answered. And they answered. That was the answer right there. Is you get that fumble, you overcome a couple mistakes, overcome a fumble, turn it into 6 points, Tom.
I faked me out, faked half the Hitman out the other
Faked the
side.
camera out. Craig's got his hand up, so it faked him out. That's okay.
I'll send that to ESPN. We've had ultimate fake outs before.
Yes. Well, we only have one camera angle, but that's okay. We're good.
But
He's
anyway,
allowed
that's
one before I fire him. No, I'm just kidding.
He's doing fine by us here. All right, so as you said earlier, the Owls do not have a kicker, so they're going to try and go for two. Now, in the game 2 weeks ago, they were 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions, and one of those missed 2-pointers ended up being the difference in the game.
Yep, Legree did one. He got one.
Let's see what happens here. For the conversion. And a throw, and it is knocked down incomplete.
Yep.
So the conversion fails, and the Hitmen preserve a 7-6 lead over the Owls. But the Owls are back in this game thanks to Dimitri Davis.
Yeah, you just got to come back from it. That's all. Got to come back from it.
And we'll see how the Hitmen respond to it. While we have a second, we'll remind you this game is being presented by Patillo Companies, who incorporates tight management controls on all their projects. They believe in a checks and balances management style in which all their employees take full responsibility for their area or areas of expertise. Their foremen, laborers, carpenters, and operators are all highly skilled union employees, and their specialists are also led by some of the most qualified superintendents and project managers in the industry. So remember, Patillo Companies, they are heavy construction with a plan. For more details on them, call 973-347-6166. Once again, 973-347-6166. So now for the Owls, they got the points on the board. Now what can they do for an encore defensively, and how will the Hitmen be able to respond to that?
It's they're going to have to come up with a stop. You know, the Owls want to come up with a stop and get a couple more points here before the half. But it's a high-powered offense you're going up against, so they have to work it out for them, Tom.
Well, if you're able to shut down Lamoureux, if you're able to shut down Morrill, if you're able to shut down Legree, I mean that's asking a lot in itself. But if you're able to contain most of them, you're in this game.
Yeah, that's what everybody says when they play them.
I mean, if you think about it,
and we
got to remember 2 weeks ago, Hitmen committed a lot of personal fouls.
Yeah.
But in the fourth quarter, the Owls committed one, and it was a dagger. That tells you the quality of talent between the two teams as far as the discipline structure is concerned, with what they have.
Short kick.
All right, well, directional kick. It'll be swung to the left, getting around one tackle, crossing the 40, and down to about the 46. That's a nice return.
What is that number 20, Tom, on the return for the Hitmen?
And that was a good return. That was Javante Haynes from a little town of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, who was able to make a nice turn to the left and a very good kickoff return. So very good field position for the Hitmen. Now they have to just take care of the ball with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, or score. Tom, got to score. Got to keep putting points up. That's the name of the game here. It's semi-pro. Got to keep putting points up. Can't take any possession off.
Well, and that's really the key. I mean, I can understand 5 minutes left. You're up 45-0. That's another story in itself.
Still scoring. We've seen it with the Pit Bulls.
Well, yeah, that is true. But anyway, let's see what the Hitmen do on 1st and 10 from their own 20, from their own 46. As Legree back in the shotgun, they triple to the left side. Back to pass.
Solo back there. Oh, a little hold looks like.
And a deep ball left side. And it was a little bit wide.
80.
Incomplete. That ball was intended for Christian Europe, who played a heck of a game 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
But that was a little bit wide. There is a shaking up owl at about the 6-yard line. Might be the defender.
Yeah, that was a 24.
And they will take a close eye on Kyrian Bibbs out of Voorhees. He's the shaken up owl at the moment. And it's also possible with this warm weather, hydration's a huge issue. Cramps might be an issue here. So why don't we go ahead and give you the main sponsor here for the Den, presented by 1-800-SERVE-PRO. And they ask, why choose SERVE-PRO? SERVE-PRO has more than 2,100 locations nationwide, serving 97% of all U.S. zip codes within 2 hours. That includes here in Newville. They're available 24/7. And just please remember this. An emergency can happen at any time, and their customer care center is ready to take your call day or night. So call 1-800-SERVPRO for immediate assistance. They have highly trained professionals with more than 50 years of experience, and they've earned the reputation as #1 in the cleanup and restoration industry, and they specialize in fire and water damage, specialty cleaning, mold, and a heck of a lot more. So that's why you choose ServPro. So call 1-800-ServPro. Howard's taking a second out here to make just double check on something, but in the meantime, the Hitmen with the ball, I was going to say their own 46-yard line, but was there a penalty flag on the play? The officials are discussing something because it seems like everyone is on the opposite side of the field. We're not sure exactly why. There may also be a timeout going on here as well. So, of course, the winner of this game takes on the Brooklyn Seminoles, who won their matchup 30-6 yesterday in Brooklyn. A game, I think, against the Jackals. I think this game was right here with the Down the HSG network as well. So,
Right,
that,
so
of course, will be the matchup.
Tom.
All right, what's going on here, Howard?
First touchdown was scored by Fleming, number 3.
Oh, Fleming.
Yeah, we couldn't see it because it was all scrunched up. Or our cameraman. Well, let's blame him. It's easier.
Nah. So Fleming was the one with the touchdown then.
Yep.
Couldn't quite see who that was. Oh, okay.
Jarrell.
Jarrell Fleming was the one who had the touchdown to start things off.
Because Barnes plays defense. I didn't think it was him when you said it, but that's okay.
Interesting. All right, 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff busting up the middle and into Al's territory for about a 5-yard pickup, and that is a Marquise Edwards.
Yep. So that's their 3-headed. We've seen 2 of the 3-heads because you also have Raheem Ridley who runs for him every now and then. You've got between 34 and 42, you got 2 good runners back there. And Cody, 4-headed. You also got Cody, 13.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot.
runners.
You got a lot of good running backs on this team, and it's just a matter of making sure everybody is fresh.
So it's
and
mistake-free, right?
And the big backs for later in the game to wear everybody down. 3rd and 5 now from the Owls' 49-yard line. Back to passes Legree. He's chased. He fires and slings it, and I think it got knocked away.
Yep.
Incomplete is the play, and it forced the 4th down.
I think that was picked off, Tom.
Oh, was it intercepted?
Yep. Setting the sticks.
Well, and it looked like, I think it was Deshaun Burden, because he was the one that was going down the sideline and doing a little dance at the very end of
Yeah,
that.
he was probably down at the time, so. Yeah, that was like you could see it. It was a sling pass. Trying to get it outside there, going right for a right-handed quarterback, and he just got picked off. That's all.
I tell you what, if that's the case, then he did a great job reading Legree in a tremendous way. So that's already 2 turnovers on the part of Hitman. Now let's see if the Owls can capitalize off of that. It'll be 1st and 10. And they're going to spot the ball at the 48-yard line. So
New life again, Tom, off a turnover, right? For the Owls, second time.
Yeah, most definitely. And we'll see. And I think the Hitmen right now have to find an answer for Davis.
Yeah.
We didn't necessarily see him too much do the running, but better weather today, no chance of rain. That might be a factor here as well.
Someone has it. We don't know who.
We're not,
Davis.
well, he snuck through. Whoever it was snuck through and was lucky to maybe get to the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play
Davis.
as Dimitri kept it.
That was like a meeting of the minds back there. That wasn't a mesh. That was a meeting because they just faced each other. There was
Either that or that play went to mush.
Yeah, could have been both. So
that ends up being
no game. We'll give it a
half a yard maybe.
We'll give it a half a yard.
So 2nd about 9, and the ball is right now at the 48-yard line. Owls in their own territory. They're down 1. They missed the 2-point conversion on their score. That's why Central Penn has that 1-point lead. But do not discount the fact back-to-back turnovers on the part of the Hitmen.
That's not Tom humming in the background.
No, it is not.
Shout out to Ed Gladney.
Here's Davis back. He's in trouble. He's being chased. He's going to fire the last minute.
Oh.
And the pass is knocked down incomplete in double coverage.
Got it out of his hands, though. Looking for Nadir Smith, number 2.
And Nadir, obviously, he's a key receiver in this offense, and obviously that was more of a desperation pass, but to the credit of Davis, he was able to throw in a spot where no hitman would pick it off.
Yeah, it bounced around a little bit, though, Tom. A couple guys got some hands on it, but, it fell to the ground. Those are usually ones we've seen, like the receiver will catch it off a rebound, and it'll be a first down. So... let's see what happens now. Third down, big third down.
It seems like the Hitmen have turned up their defense a notch, especially after giving up a score in the last possession. They're like, you're kidding me, right? I'm like, okay, we're not doing this again.
You're in a game. It's playoffs.
Well,
this is 2-3, Tom. 2-3? 2-4. 2-4.
Oh, whatever the case.
Jackals were 6.
And they surprised the herd in the opening weekend before having their comeuppance to Brooklyn yesterday. Here is Davis in the shotgun on a 3rd and 9. He'll take the snap, a high one. Let's see what he does. He's not going to do anything. He goes down, sacked at the 44-yard line.
We'll give that to 98, Tom. He was the first one off the ground, and 44.
That would be Tyree Clark with an assist from Chris Rohn. So they end up sharing the sack, and that's going to force a punt on the part of the Owls.
So another, you turn it over, you come back, and you make a defensive play, which is what you wanted, 4 and out.
And I'm sure Davis will be the one trying to punt.
Now, usually it's going to be 35. 35 is their regular kicker. So he's back there to kick today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that would be Marcus Lawless out of Burlington.
Dimitri's the quick kicker. So if you're 4th and whatever and you're at the line, they'll do that just to catch them off guard. But their regular punter's 35.
But they have the wind at their back, so they want to try and pin the Hitmen inside the 20 if at all possible. We'll see if they're able to do that.
There it goes.
He got it off. And it does take a little bit of a Hitman bounce and
second time
goes out of probably about the 24, maybe 25-yard line.
Yep.
They'll spot the 24. I didn't quite get the 20, but it was at least decent enough. So it'll be a 32-yard punt. The Hitmen take over from the 24, 1st and 10.
25. That red line's a 25.
Yeah, well, the way this field is marked, the non-white colored lines are every 25 yards. You got the midfield stripe. Of course, you got the soccer circle in the middle, and then in dark purple, they have it in the midfield stripe, and as well as the 25 on both sides.
Right. I wonder why. Usually we get like Eden Park has the 35 because that's where you kick off from.
Yeah,
so it has
usually.
The center stripe and the 35s. That's it. That's the only ones that are highlighted. And this field has no numbers. Well, the only numbers we got are across the field on the side.
Every field has its own ideas sometimes, so. All right, so Legree is back in action here, 1st and 10. Ball just outside the 25-yard line.
Inside handoff, somebody.
Not sure who it is. Not going to be for much.
We'll get tighter on that. Let's
Maybe
see.
2 on the play.
Edwards.
Got to be Edwards. 42 must have had that one. So a gain of 2, forcing a 2nd and 8. And I think right now, the Hitmen are just trying to figure out, okay, what part of this Owls defense can they exploit so they can go after it the rest of the game?
Right.
I mean, they were able to find it in the second half, but it may be something completely different this time around.
Could be change. Could be a wrinkle. Lester could have put in a wrinkle there that they don't know about. But yeah, you're right. You want to make a drive. You want to drive the ball down the field, use up the clock, and get some points on the board.
So it'll be 2nd and we'll say about 8. Ball about the 26-yard line. Legree for a moment under center. He's probably going to change the play and then back up, making sure everyone's in their correct blocking stance. Here's Legree.
He was looking deep.
Looks deep, and then fires one. Looks to be a little wide, incomplete.
That was his back, coming out of the backfield, I think.
Was that Edwards again?
Yeah, I think so. 42, yep.
Yeah, so again, incomplete. Of course, it's a 3rd and 8. I'll tell you one thing, the Owls have been doing a good job. Since that opening drive, the Owls have done a very good job defensively. Remember, they forced back-to-back turnovers on the part of the Hitmen. I mean, it'd be hard-pressed to do 3 in a row, but one never knows.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough now sledding. Now that you've settled into the game, everybody's gotten over the drive getting out here, even the guys from the Hitmen that had to drive, so... everybody's settling in now. 7-6, second quarter.
Haven't they been known, even in the days when they were known as the Piranha, that they drove everywhere for games and still were able to be successful in what they've done? I mean, that's really the most impressive thing about them. All right, on 3rd and 8, here's Legree. Back the pass, looking.
Oh,
nearly
just gets
hit
it
as he
off.
throws, and it ends
my
up going incomplete. That looked like that was almost a blindside sack, and Legree just barely got it off.
Yeah, that was difficult. Difficult completion. He's getting pressured. So, they're going to come back in, and I'm sure the offensive line coach is going to get them together and figure out a way to stop the brush.
So it may not have been a turnover, but it caused the Hitmen to go 3 and out.
Yep.
Unless they decide to go crazy and go 4th and 8 in their own
Kicker's
territory.
on the field. 31, the kicker.
All
That's their
right.
punter.
So bringing on Tariq Green out of Philly, who is going to be the punter for the Hitmen. Now, don't ask how much time is left in the first half. Official time
Tom, how
is
much
kept
time
on.
is left in the first half?
I knew you were going to go there, but official
Don't ask
time
me.
is kept on the field for those who are wondering.
If not, just enjoy the game. When we get to the 2-minute warning, we'll know.
Yes, indeed, and the officials will definitely signal that. Nearly jumping offside
Yeah, I
with
don't
the
think it
Owls, but they
mattered
got
because
back.
it's 3rd and 7.
And
Oh,
the punt
Tom.
is a very high pop-up. And it kind of takes a neutral bounce, and it's going to stay.
Tom, we are going to get hit.
In Hitman
I just have
territory.
that feeling. We are in the drop zone for these punts.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think anybody's safe in the stands,
Oh, my
underneath the
gosh.
tent, the drone that's about 50 feet in the air, the eagle that Craig is working on. I think everybody's at risk.
We are definitely
Ball
in the
goes
drop
out.
zone here.
Ball's down to 48, so it's only a 22-yard punt. Keep in mind, the Hitmen were punting into the wind, so I think that's the biggest problem here. Both punts have gone right to left. It's been into the wind and gotten too high. No wonder it hasn't
Tom,
gotten
look
like
in the
much field
background.
position.
All you have is the school in the back. It's a low school in the background. You're in the middle of the fields, and that's what you got. Is you got the fields here. You have nothing break. That's not me. That's their team.
Well,
Me?
yeah,
that is me.
in the background is the elementary school that is across the street from the
4:39
field.
remaining, Tom.
So,
4:39.
all right, so just over 4.5 left till halftime. The Hitmen with a 1-point lead, and let's see what.
They have a player on their team named Howard, so they thought they were giving it to him.
Oh, this is getting confusing here. All right, so from the 48-yard line, 1st and 10,
Handoff.
and a handoff left side. Not going to be for too much, maybe a yard to the 47-yard line.
It's 28. He does all that.
They got Micaiah Caesar. He had a big game 2 weeks ago. That's the first time we've called him.
A lot of it has been, that play action, that run pass option, and he's been keeping it on it.
So he's 2nd and 9 from the 47-yard line. I'm surprised they haven't gotten Caesar more involved in the game early.
It could be, Dimitri's seen something out there like it's not going to work. It's not going to work handing it off to him. They're going to bottle him up like they just did. So that's probably why he's been keeping it almost all the time.
But I also think, too, blocking assignments are also just as imperative here in a situation like this.
Yep.
Owls really taking their time in the huddle now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the difference between today and 2 weeks ago, there's no 40-second clock.
There is a clock. There is a scoreboard.
But it only shows the time
score.
that doesn't move in the score, and that's it.
Yep. So.
And not too
And we
much
have
you
our
can do.
scoreboard. Our scoreboard doesn't have a clock in it either. So.
Yeah, not much you can really do about that. I think there's an official timeout, too. You have a little bit of discussion with the officials from the Hitmen sideline. Of course, the Hitmen are along the near side, closest to us. And, of course, Tri-County is on the opposite end. Also peculiar, with an 84-degree day, the Hitmen wearing their black tops, and you wonder if that's going to be a factor later on. 2nd and 9 from the 47 as Davis in the shotgun. A quick throw, pass caught, moving to about the 41, about a 6-yard pickup there, and forcing a 3rd and 3.
I believe that's 16.
Yes,
16 on the
indeed.
catch.
See, when you need the wind to open the sheets up, it doesn't work. That is, quote, Brian Jenkins with the catch.
He had a big game last time. Another big game. A lot of these guys have continued to make catches for the Owls, Tom. Both games, both the first playoff game and the previous game they played here. So their offense is very, very similar. Each week it's just difference. They run the seams. That's what I hear from the coaching staff, is that they run seams.
And it's also a matter of exploiting the defense into what packages they use. which will involve different players sometimes. So on 3rd and 3, ball nearly at the 40-yard line. They need to get past the 38 for the line of gain here. As Davis awaits a shotgun snap, he'll take it himself, and he is stopped. What a nice play by the Hitmen defense, forcing a 1-yard loss on the play.
That's big. That's big. You either want to get the ball or stop him from running.
The Hitmen knew what was coming. It was just a matter of guessing. If they guessed right, they end up forcing the loss, and they did just that.
Yep. So your defense is now taking over for both sides. So you're gonna have to have some type of broken play. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. It's good to having the owner on our side over here, Mr. Mike Kiefer.
All right. Oh, it's 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left.
Yeah.
4-minute warning.
So the coaches are telling us how much time is left here. So, all right. So, or it's just 4th down. From the 4, so
Maybe 4 minutes.
All right. Well, anyway, 4th down and short. They're gonna go for it. We'll see if Davis tries it again. The Hitmen showing a little blitz package here. Might get one of the Owls to jump. They'll take it. They're gonna take a shot. They throw it.
Caught.
And the pass is caught for a 1st down to about the
Weidman.
26, and it's Weidman for a 14-yard pickup. And now an official timeout. That's a 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. There we go.
So the Owls.
By the way, Tom, that was Mike Kiefer that was giving us the information. He is the owner of the Central Penn Hitmen.
And he gave us the 4th down signal.
Yep.
So it wasn't 4 minutes left. It was like going to be 2:15 left. So now, with the 2-minute warning in play, the Hitmen with a 1-point lead, and the Owls looking to strike before the half.
I don't know, Tom. It's going to take a good defense here to stop them. They're moving. They move the ball. That's the one thing that Lester Cream can do is he can get his offense with the ball, and he's got big receivers. So you're going to have to really cover tight, and that was one of the weaknesses they brought out was the D-backs for the Hitmen. So, to see, you're going to see what happens. That's it.
That's all you can do at this point in time. But I'll tell you what, I think the Hitmen are going to have to make some pretty good adjustments in the second half to try and pull something out like they did 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's only 7-6. It's not like they're losing. It's not like they're down a lot. So,
I mean, it was literally a 1-score game the whole time 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So the ball is going to be spotted at the 25-yard line. So for the Owls, after that nice 15-yard catch by Weidman, it'll be 1st and 10 from there. That dark purple line is the 25, as we described earlier. They're going to triple the left side on this play. Davis has it back, it looks like to the left. I mean, it could direct snap possibly the way they're lined up.
They're yelling, this is the double wheel. Let's see.
Back to pass, gonna take a shot down the field, and it's a little too high, incomplete.
That was number 18, Tom. That's a 6'8" receiver for the
They went with Robert Sims, the intended receiver that time, and I believe he's the tallest receiver on the field.
Yep.
I mean, that was a good idea, but...
So they bunch the left and throw right, so keep it in single coverage.
Yeah, a little case of misdirection there, but didn't quite work out, but it is 2nd and 10. I wouldn't be surprised to try a run play to kind of soften things up a little bit.
I don't know, Tom. Under 2 minutes?
I wouldn't necessarily say
Again, they
Davis.
got all 3 timeouts. We got 1 timeout. We had the same thing yesterday. 1 timeout the whole game for the Seminole game.
Well, another thing to consider, the Owls get the ball to start the second half. They'll triple the left side again. 2nd and 10 for the 25 is Davis. Now going to be in an empty gun here. Again, heavy on the left.
It's going to be one-on-one with the D-backs.
He's going to bounce back.
Come out,
And
Craig.
whoa, he's going to throw one, and it ends up being incomplete. Evidently, we got a little bit confused, but
No, keep going.
it was bouncing up, I guess, running into the line and backing out and trying to find a receiver and deciding the pocket's collapsed, nobody home. Let's just go to 3rd down.
You don't want to burn a timeout. You don't want to take a sack. You don't want to take a loss. So
So the
Throw it out of
incompletion forces a 3rd and 10.
Yep.
Now, Howard, what do you expect the Owls to call here?
Got to go for pass. Got to go something. Got to go. I would say intermediate. And if nothing's open and he has the seam, I would see. I'd say Demetrius take off. It's 2nd, so it should be 3rd, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 10 after 2 straight
Oh, wait,
incompletions. But we got a flag down. They're going to call holding.
Holding back. Oh,
That's a big
time.
penalty.
That's 10 yards. So now you're definitely going to see a pass.
So I guess we didn't see the flag down beforehand, but the hold against the Owls are going to really put them back to a 2nd and 20. But then again, that makes it more likely that Davis will probably run one of these next 2 plays.
Because you got a little more room now to pass. You know, you can get your zone. They got 2 deep. Run the 2 deep coverage. So we'll see who's over top of who.
Well, this time they spread and even the playing field here. 2nd and 20. A low snap. Davis will lollipop it. And the pass, I think it's incomplete. No, it's caught. Holy mackerel. It is a touchdown and welcome to the end zone.
16, Tom.
Unbelievable catch by Quabrian. Brian Jenkins was able to bring it down.
I think if he turns, it's going to be 16.
It's a 35-yard touchdown strike, and the Owls have taken their first lead.
Where is he? Yeah, you did. We didn't.
I didn't really see any signal here, and unfortunately, that's the disadvantage we have with the setup that we have. We don't necessarily see everything, but that was a tremendous catch by Cabrian, and the Owls have the lead and have silenced this Hitmen crowd.
And very little time left on the clock. Yeah, I think that was 16. Because 10's on the field and his shirt's untucked. And his shirt wasn't untucked.
So it'll be an extra point, or a 2-point conversion now for the Owls against this team. I think they have missed their last 3. Let's see what happens on the conversion here. Back the pass, trying to juke and fire. And looks like it was thrown away, incomplete. So the conversion fails, but the Owls do take the lead. And we're going to take a break here as the Owls lead the Hitmen 12-7 late in this first half. We'll come back in just a moment. Okay, the Owls kicking off here, probably about a minute and a half till halftime. It's a short kickoff. Bouncing around the right side, trying for room and crashing close to the 40-yard line, it looks like. And that's where the Hitmen will begin.
Number 20 on the return, Tom.
So we'll see what the Hitmen decide to do. That was Javante Haynes with the kickoff return there. And now for the Hitmen, down 12-7. I mean, this is a position they don't normally find themselves in, but now they're thinking flashback to 2 weeks ago. This is almost pretty similar to it.
Yeah, and they got to come back. They got to come back from it. But you know what? You just don't want to turn the ball over in the last 2. You just don't want to do that. So let's hope Legree knows what he's doing back there.
Well, there's fumble, interception, 3 and out on the last 3 drives of the Hitmen. And let's see what they can exploit. As Legree is back on first down. He's going to throw to the left, and it's short hops, incomplete.
Yep, intended for Morrill. He was looking for him, but Curtis was on him. So even if he caught it, he was only going to get 5 or 6 yards, unless he makes Curtis miss, which is very rare.
And keep him in bounds, too.
Yep.
So that might have been a blessing in disguise there. That'll force a 2nd and 10. I wouldn't be surprised if you see mostly passing the end of the half. They want to score because, as we mentioned, the Owls get the ball to start the second half, and that's one thing I'm sure that the Hitmen are going to have to try and make some adjustments, and they usually do it very, very well.
Yep.
So it's one thing you got to watch. A quick snap this time as Legree waits, tries to sneak out, he's going to run this time, and he will get himself out of bounds to stop the clock. We'll see where they spot it. Probably a 48-yard line.
See if he gets the first, if they give him the first. No, short of the first.
I thought he was short. I thought he was going to get 8, maybe 9. They're going to say 9 to about the 48-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 1 from there, so very manageable to get.
Yep.
But the most important thing is he was able to stop the clock. So
and they still have 2 timeouts.
Hitmen changing their pace up a little bit on the snap count. Let's see if they do it again here on 3rd and a yard. Legree awaits the snap. He'll look. He'll fire. And the pass short op's incomplete. So Legree a little short on the play, and I'm wondering if the Owls' coverage is confusing him.
It could be the coverage, but he had 4 guys back there. So you had safeties over top and D-backs in the same area. And you had 2 receivers in the same areas, which is not supposed to happen, Tom. You know, it's supposed to spread the field out a little bit. So, I don't know, 4th and 1, you're going to see you may see a keeper. The keeper and get your timeout. That's really all you have.
I would not be surprised by that, but I think now we're going to have a timeout, possibly by the Hitmen there. So I guess we'll keep it here as we figure this all out. Yep. But yeah, you wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Legree can run too. I mean, he's more known for his arm, but he can be just as dynamic as well.
Yep, I completely agree with that, Tom.
But we'll just.
I'm working on the scoreboard, Tom is giving me slam dunks. Yes, he's a big enough guy. He should be able to get the first. And the biggest saying is, if you can't get a yard in semi-pro, you shouldn't be playing, Tom. A yard. That's all you're looking for.
And it's not that long, contrary to popular belief.
Right. So we'll see what happens. This is, I tell you, it's good football, good game, 12-7.
And once again, living up to how almost evenly matched up these two teams are. I can only imagine if now. I'm curious. Did the Hitmen play at the Owls this year, or was this their first
only
match?
One game. You only play each opponent once in the Den, and the funny thing is that the Hitmen played the Seminoles. We were there for the first week. First game of the season. Mm-hmm. So you weren't there for that one. That was the Sunday game.
That was the Sunday game. That's right. I was there for the Saturday.
That was the first game of the season. So now you're coming all the way back around, to play the Owls twice here in a row in the last 2 weeks of the season. One regular, one playoff. So very familiar with each other.
All right. Well, they're gonna go heavy, triple the left here on 4th and a yard. Let's see if he calls his own number. He does.
And he's going to get Tom?
Yeah, he does. He's got to the midfield stripe.
Told you, Tom. You can't get 1 yard in semi-pro. Time to hang it up.
That was because the blocking assignments were seamless that time, and it works in a 2-yard gain. So Hitmen line up.
Tempo.
You have to at this point. I think they're down to 1 timeout. And now whistles blow. We're told 40 seconds, still half time.
Don't know what that is. Why would you blow the whistle for? So someone had to call the timeout.
The question is who? I don't think they signaled.
We'll give it to the Hitmen because I don't think there would be any reason the Owls would stop the clock.
Well, definitely not, especially if you're getting the ball to start the second half.
You never know, though, because maybe you didn't have the right defense out there. But we'll give it to them, and if we have to change it, we will.
Indeed.
Ours is just a suggestion. It's not official.
Yeah, sometimes when we do these things, you get unexpected guesswork that goes into it. So
we'll give it a whirl. And then we'll yell at the refs at halftime and tell them that they have to show us who's getting the timeouts because it's tough to figure out over here.
But for the Hitmen, I tell you what, I'm very impressed with the Owls' defense so far. Of course, it's not easy to force 2 turnovers, especially back-to-back against this Hitmen team, which usually they get off to a flying start by scoring on the opening drive, but they haven't scored since.
No, it's been a long half. It's been a long half without any offense going. So you just got to build. You got to build little things, first downs, and then start looking for the scoring.
And then, of course, battle through it.
Yep.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe. Legree will await the shotgun snap. Trying to make sure everybody is in play. Triple on the left side here. He'll take the snap. Has time.
Oop.
And now, oh, he tried to juke somebody out. There he goes, 45. And he'll dive down to about the 40-39. So another first down, a gain of 11.
Clock's going to roll, though. Got to get up there. Get them offside. Which they are.
And they're going to spike it, so the ball's down at 2nd and 10.
It's going to be an offside.
Oh, is there a flag down?
I'm pretty sure that the Owls are in the neutral zone. Maybe not. They were pointing, but yeah, they were not set. I can tell you that. But that's okay. It's semi-pro football.
Yeah, you never know from one play to another. And now we have a Hitman timeout.
So we're going to change the Owls timeouts to 2, Tom, just to make it official.
Yeah, because I think they may have had the wrong personnel before that Legree 11-yard run. So Hitman, they're just trying to make sure they have everything down correctly.
15 seconds left, so we were told.
So not much time. And I don't know if they have a kicker that can get a 57-yarder.
It's right there in front of us. Ian Olch. Ian May. It depends which way the wind's going. What do you see, Tom?
But don't forget the wind is in their
It's dying
face.
down. Look at the top of this. We can see the top of the goalpost. There is no wind right now.
Yeah, the wind. Yeah, it's a little windy, but you'll notice that
Tom's going to disagree with me, though, but I'm
Yeah,
telling
but-
you right now, it's minimal.
Yeah,
It
not
shouldn't
much
affect
wind
it.
right now.
It's like very hot all of a sudden. It's a good day for long sleeves.
Oh, my wife got me a nice long sleeve shirt for Father's Day,
There you go.
and of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit
There
from
you go.
Disney
Just
for,
your age.
for their centennial. So that was really cool of her to get.
Age appropriate, as always, for
Yeah,
Tom Wilkins.
You got that right. All right, everybody is set, and on 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Empty gun this time, heavy left, as Legree will take it. Will he run? He'll just line one, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, better incomplete because you're not in the end zone.
And
You got
and
15
the clock,
seconds.
Yeah, and the clock is stopped. So maybe you're down to 12 here.
You got to go for the end zone. There's no reason to go up the middle. I would just kill the clock. It's all right, though.
Yeah, a little bit of a peculiar decision, but at
All
least
right.
it did work out okay. They had to try to get on 3rd and 10. Now, if you know that the Hitmen are going to line up with that 5-wide set, how do you think the Owls should line up?
Oh, they're dropping back. You're going to drop your D-backs back and probably a linebacker back. And rush 3, maybe 4. You're not going to see a big rush on this play, but
Or
you could
do you-
also go for the sack and rush the 4, which they're doing.
All right, same formation, empty gun here on 3rd and 10 from the 39. Here's Legree back. He's looking, he's running, he's being chased. He's going to have to run, and is tripped up at the 30. He's going to be short of a first down. And if the Hitmen have no timeouts left, that's going to be halftime.
It's not going to matter.
And it is. So the Owls do the job. They make the stop, and that's their score, 12-7 Owls over the Hitmen at the half. So your thoughts, Howard, on this?
It's a hot half, Tom. Let's get out of here. Get some water.
I think we're going to do that, but we'll discuss more after we take a little breather. So your halftime score, the Tri-County Owls 12, the Central Penn Hitmen 7. Let's take a breather for a few. We'll come back with the second half in a few moments.
Give me a second. Give me a second to load it.
All right, we are back here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Here in the Den semifinal matchup between the Tri-County Owls and the Central Penn Hitmen. The Owls with a 12-7 lead as we begin the second half of play. I'm Tom Wilkins along with Howard Gaber, and needless to say, this is living up to what it was 2 weeks ago. Owls will get the ball to start the second half. We're just going to have to see how the Hitmen make their adjustments and as this third quarter gets started.
Yeah, it's going to be a very telling half. This is it. Everything's on the line. Whoever loses goes home. You know, and for the Hitmen, it's the end of the season. For the Owls, if they lose, they're onto the LAL. But you know, no one's thinking that right now. They're thinking win and go to the chip for the Seminoles in Philly, 3 o'clock next Saturday.
And I'll, of course, be on HSG Network. Of course, I have other commitments to deal with.
Thank God.
Wow. Oh, goodness. But anyway.
Bring it up.
Well, we, of course, had to be joking with
I don't know
all
if people
that.
are not going to watch because you're not on it. I don't know.
No, I'm not trying to advocate that whatsoever. I mean, life gets in the way a lot with more important things you have to deal with. But anyway, the Owls will receive the ball. They'll be moving left to right, so the kickoff is going to be taken close to the 10-yard line. Trying to make a return out of it. It's about the 25, but I don't think he even gets that far.
It's like the 20. Big tackle, number 17.
So once again, to him and with a good job on the special teams, Mark Edwards out of a little town of Hackensack.
Yep. Good tackle. Good tackle.
And that's one thing the Hitmen have done well today, and that is keep the return at bay for the Owls. They've had They've done two nice jobs in keeping them away from the 25 and forward progress here. Only got them to the 23-yard line. So now Dimitri Davis, after a little bit of rest, is back to work to start the second half. Now it's just a matter to see what are the Hitmen adjusting to this time.
Yep. And again, out here in the middle of Neville, Pennsylvania, with neither a plane, a power cord, or a generator.
Well, hey, we're doing the best we can with the setup that we got, but it's 1st and 10 for the 23-yard line. It's Davis stands in the shotgun.
We do have a much bigger picture, though. That's good.
Yeah, we're able to fix that during halftime, and that is a blessing. There's going to be a handoff this time, bouncing to the 20. That must be a Caesar that time, to the 26. So a 3-yard pickup that time. Now force a 2nd and 7. And like I said, I mean, I was a little surprised they haven't used Caesar more in the first half, but I'm willing to bet the packages that were shown prevent him from getting on the field very much. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him more here in the second half.
Yeah, it could be. Again, they could have made the adjustment, or they could be keeping him fresh for the second half. You know, that's like you're keeping that third back or that second back, your power back fresh for the second half, so that when he's coming out, he gets more yardage.
So 2nd and 7 as the ball is at the 26. For those of you just joining us, the purple lines are every 25 yards. Here's a handoff up the middle, and that might be good enough for a first down to the 34-yard line. And again, it's Caesar, who slices through for a gain of 8.
Much better, you know, much more downhill running, straight up the middle.
And I think that's really what the Owls have to focus on. Find the soft spot and attack. So I'll at least give Davis a little bit of a rest before he's needed for an important play whenever that comes. Owls 1st and 10 for their own 34-yard line. And now whistles blow before the play begins. Might possibly a penalty on the Owls. We'll see what they say.
There you go. We missed it. No, that's not him. He's got a white hat on, Craig. That's a black hat. He's the bad ref.
Well, there's a false start against the Owls, so it'll be 1st and 15. They'll back it up to the 29-yard line. As we had talked about in the first half, every mistake amplified in the playoffs, and here in a close game, it's going to be even bigger here in the second half.
Yeah, you're going to see it's going to be whoever makes the least amount of mistakes and whoever scores the most points. But then again, that's what every game is.
And so far, we have seen both teams contained here with their emotions here. They realize how important this game is. They can't be messing around with 15-yard penalties like we saw 2 weeks ago.
Looks like they jumped again early.
Well, they're letting the play go. Davis thinking about it. He'll sneak through one.
2.
And he'll get positive yardage, but not too much. They'll give him to 33. Very lucky to get 4 yards on the play. Got
Great
most of
play.
the penalty
Number
yardage back.
49 on defense with the tackle. Tom's going to get to the name.
Yes,
Great play to
indeed.
wrap him up.
That would be Andrew Jones who made the stop.
It's a tough assignment, especially as a D lineman. Second half, you're a little winded coming out. You want to get your wind and get going, and taps himself out for the next play.
And that was a very big play there. But it's still a 4-yard pickup, and it forces a 2nd and 11. Ball just past the 33-yard line. Let's see how they line up here. It's going to get loud here pretty soon.
Gotta get the defense. Get the defense chant going.
Well, they will eventually, that's for sure. Davis will await the snap. And again, it's over his head.
Go, Tom. Can't be
And
doing
he has
that.
a fall down at about the 15-yard line. Oh my goodness, that was one thing we didn't talk about in leading into the second half, but literally along the same lines. You can't be doing something like that. It's a major loss on the play.
Yeah, that just sets you back. Now you're going to have to use your legs, or you're going to have to use your arm to get out of this hole. But, or you just take your loss and try and get from it and play defense. But
Or just try and get a positive third down play and punt the ball.
Get something out of it, because now you're at the what they mark at this 19-yard line. So
I mean, this
loss.
has been happening a lot, especially the last couple of weeks.
And it shouldn't. It's just a center snap. So maybe it's the crowd, maybe it's the defense, maybe it's the pressure of the playoffs. Sometimes those happen.
Could be a bunch of things. They're going to give him the 18-yard line, so 3rd and a long way, 3rd and 26. Davis will take a much better snap, and then he bobbles it.
Jumps right out of his hand.
He had it juggled and somehow he got it back. So 2 monstrously bad plays on the part of the Owls there, and they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, you're going to see. So, your first series, you get the ball, go backwards, and chalk it up that you didn't give up points. That's all. You don't want to give up points.
Well, that's what the defense is going to have to do, because the Hitmen have been thriving to get back into the end zone. They've had 2 turnovers. They've had a fumble, an interception, a 3-and-out, and then time ran out on them in the first half. That's their last 4 drives. So the Owls will punt, and we'll see if they can get a good one here.
It's getting warmer, Tom. I can feel the heat coming up.
You get the punt away. Pretty good one, but it takes a Hitman bounce.
Another hit. Every bounce has been the opposite team. Whatever the punt was, it's always been the opposite team.
It's probably the way the spiral of the ball is. That's the way why it's causing to be bounced back.
Tom was a kicker, by the way, for the Eagles for 5 years, so he knows about the spirals.
I would leave it to Tressway of Washington. He would be the one that would have a better idea on how to place the spiral. There's an art to punting.
Yep.
But the ball's down to 47-yard line. Ends up being about a 30-yard punt. Now the Hitmen are at the Owls' 47. Great field position to start their opening drive of the second half. And the one goal they have right now is to retake the lead and get in the end zone.
Yep. And they stopped both extra points, so a touchdown puts them ahead.
You are correct. Here's Legree. He'll take the snap.
Corey.
They hand it off, and Lamoureux will get to about the 45, but that's about it.
And that could be just setting something up for later. You run up the middle, usually just set up something up. So I think that was, that's Cody. Cody's running, so he wants the ball. He's saying, feed me more. But you only got 3 out of that, Cody, 2 out of that, Cody. So you may have to, do something else here. Maybe a little pass in the flat to him, get him in space, which is always good for a receiver / running back.
Well, that's the other thing, Howard. I mean, maybe you do a couple yards here, and that sets up for a potential bigger play that potentially might be coming up here. 2nd and 8 from the 45-yard line. Legree standing in the shotgun to midfield stripe. Another run pass option. This one's a good one. Down to about the 40.
Yep, he was right. Feed him more. There it is.
So Lamoureux at another 5, and it forces a 3rd and 3. The question is, will the third time be the charm? Will they do it again, or do they play fake?
I don't know. You also got Legree. You got Legree can run the ball off the play option. That run option that he has with him. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a dynamic offense that you have a lot of options with.
And let's also not forget, you can tell that when the snap comes, everyone's moving forward, which makes the run-pass option happen. Backward, you usually pass, but then again, stranger things happen in design plays. So they're going to go 3 wide slot left here on 3rd and 3. From the 40, Legree in the shotgun. They're again an option, and it's a first down. A big hole crossing the 30, tripped up, down to about the 22.
And a little posing for Cody.
And Cody decides to say first down and do some more shenanigans with an 18-yard pickup.
Means you're in the game. That's all that means is you're in the game.
Well, not only that, the Hitmen feel the momentum coming back towards them.
Hey, it's first drive, right? First drive of the half.
That is correct. And in order to score, they got to take care of the ball. So gain of 17. And for the Hitmen, it's 1st and 10 from the 23 of the Owls. Wonder if they found a spot during the second, like right before halftime, how to exploit.
They're a much better running team than passing, but that's neither here nor there when you got Morrell on the field.
Well, here's Legree on first down. And this time the handoff to Cody, and he gets down to about the 20. That's a 3-yard pickup. But this time it's Kwame Jones out of Hanover, Maryland, who was able to make the stop there. So after a 3-yard pickup, it's been the Cody Lamoureux show. He's had all 4 carries in this opening drive for the Hitmen in the second half.
Not only that, they're churning up clock, Tom. That's what we always talk about, churning the clock up. Keep the defense on the field. It's warm out. Let them wilt out there.
And considering it's the low 80s, I mean, it's a breezy day here. And usually there's nothing to stop the wind when you're in wide open spaces.
Oh, no. We're coming right down the hill, right across us. So,
second and 7 from the 20-yard line, right on the edge of the red zone. As Legree awaits a shotgun snap, will they give the Cody one more time? No, not this time. He keeps it. And good penetration by the Owls. Lucky for only a yard on the play. And the aforementioned Kwame Jones was able to make the stop. So he's come up pretty big these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they blitzed it. They blitzed it. Looked like a linebacker or D-back coming up the middle there, and that's pretty much stopped all options. So he had to keep it and go for whatever he could get out of it. So, but that looked like a pitch play, type of option pitch play, and it just was blown up as soon as that linebacker comes up the middle there.
Once again, the Owls show their defensive prowess of being prepared for it. So as we go to 3rd and 7, as the ball is around the edge of the red zone, the 20-yard line, not only do we have the drone up on the opposite side of the field, we have a bunch of hawks swarming over the elementary school. Probably get a bird's eye view of the action. So from the 20, here's Legree. Back to pass, looking, he'll fire. Pass is caught for a first down, spin move, and down to about maybe...
Fleming.
That's Fleming, down to about the 13, and he may have just gotten enough for a first down. He did. Gain of 7.
Good pass, good play. Finds him, finds receiver, and puts it right in his chest.
And he got over there quickly like he always does.
Yep.
So the drive continues for the Hitmen at the 13-yard line. I beg your pardon me, 1st and goal at the 8. I didn't see that right.
At the 8? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a gain of 12 on that pass. So 1st and goal from the 8 as Legree again to shotgun. They give the Cody. And Cody to about the 5.
That's about a 3-yard gain, not bad.
So after a couple plays off, Cody refreshes and gets some positive yardage.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to keep churning the yards up, keep killing the clock, keep moving the ball. First down after first down after first down. So let's go, 2nd and goal.
And I think we saw more passing from the Hitmen in the first half of this game, and now it seems like they switch over to the run. And I wonder if this was done intentionally to set up their plan for the game.
Could be that they just take the ball out of Dave's hands every now and then and give it to Cody. Cody's a pretty good runner. Played in Brazil, professionally in Brazil. So, he's seen a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely done a lot in his semi-pro career.
That extra wing coming out on number 5 there for blocking purposes.
All right, Legree making sure everybody's ready. And here's a handoff up the middle. Not going to get in, but going down to maybe to 3.
And you watch the motion. You watch the motion going right, and that's who's supposed to clear out. You're supposed to clear it out so that gives Cody that window to get in there. It just didn't happen this time.
And I think the middle was clogged up by the Owls too, which
They got some size, Tom. They definitely have the size.
looks like the nose of the ball is pointing right at the 3-yard line, so it is 3rd and goal. And a huge play now for both sides here. Hitmen looking to get in the end zone and take the lead on their opening drive here in the second half. They spread wide here. Now let's see what Legree does. 3rd and goal from the 3. Huge play in this game. Taking a long time making sure everybody's set. He takes, calls his own number, and he dives. Did he get in?
Nope. At the half-yard line, Tom.
Oh, man, he is about a half a yard short.
4th down. Now you got to go up-tempo.
And now they're going to go up-tempo.
God, no, I'm just saying you should. Doesn't look like they are, but that would be the time to go up-tempo when you're on like the third of a yard and just quarterback sneak and push him in.
Probably the 1-foot line, or probably do the Jalen Hurts rugby scrum like they normally do.
I don't know if you can aid the quarterback on 4th down. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I actually was not aware of that. I mean, obviously, 4th down, if you fumble, you have to recover in order to advance. We all know that.
But he should be right under center.
Well, here he's in the shotgun.
Take a little running jump up there in the middle.
4th and goal from the 1. Let's see what happens.
Pivotal.
Legree. He takes, he runs, and he...
He's not in.
Oh, what did he pitched it out, and he gets in the end zone.
Morale.
But now, wait a second. Was it a backward pitch?
It had to be a backward pitch. It couldn't be a forward lateral. It could be a lateral, Tom. It just can't be a forward one.
If it's a forward one, then that's a penalty, and it's a turnover. So hold on 1 second, folks.
There's discussion.
There's
zoom out. We
discussion.
had the wrong hat. Yes, if he's past the line of scrimmage, which he couldn't be, because if he was past the line of scrimmage time, he'd be in the end zone.
Well, they're going to say
forward pass. Let's see. Offside defense. After all that, Tom.
Offside is called. He did not get in the end zone, but they are going to replay 4th down after the offside on the Owls.
They're saying he was down.
Oh, he was down. Okay.
Before he got in.
Of course, we have fans disagreeing, but the officials are the one with the. They get the last decision here.
It's all right. It's just going to take another down. That's all. But now you don't want to stop him. You're losing on. You don't get in on this one, you're in trouble.
Well, the officials are still discussing where to place the ball.
It's going to be 4th down again on the 8th of a yard line. So the nose will be touching the goal line.
Very close.
That's how close it's going to be. Just get somebody big to run it in. That's all.
Or get a big line, put Cody in, or get a big back to go in. I mean,
somebody. Full house. Tom, this is your full house backfield.
Well, it's going to take a few more full houses with that.
Look at where the ball is.
The ball is literally on the edge of the goal line. So because of the offside, the Hitmen get another chance on 4th and goal.
Here comes the jumbo package.
Oh, this is more than jumbo.
This is the push.
Let's see.
It's Marquise Slocum, and 47
he pushes.
Early.
They give it to him. He got in, broke the plane. So that is a goal for David Legree. Even though he only had to go about 6 inches, he gets credit for a yard, and the Hitmen retake the lead.
We're trying here.
And the crucial thing about that drive, the Owls would have stopped them if they weren't offside on 4th down.
They ruled them down. That's what they did. They ruled them down going on that touchdown. Again, we don't have the advantage of replays here, but however, you can always rewind it on YouTube. And of course, please make sure you subscribe to us. Tom is always looking for subscriptions.
Absolutely. Just go
90, 80 more for 2,000.
Yeah, spread the word. HSG Network on YouTube. Subscribe. We got plenty of things coming in July and August. And of course, got the championship game on Saturday in Philly. So definitely check us out. Tell your friends about us.
Now we got important conversion here, Tom, because that puts them up a field goal. Not that the Owls have a kicker, but you never know. You never know here.
That's very true. And let's also consider if something goes terribly wrong and it's returned the other way, the Owls retake the lead.
This is true. Do not want to fumble or get a pick 6, get a pick 2. Craig, no need.
A reverse conversion.
We have a scoreboard, Craig.
All right, so now the officials are set, and we're ready for the what's going to be a conversion. They made the extra point in their opening score, but here this will give them a 3-point game.
That's why. There's no reason to get 2 points. What are you going to do, get a safety?
Legree making sure everyone is blocking correctly.
Marquise Edwards is in the backfield there, 42.
I wouldn't be surprised they give it to him at some point. They get a man in motion for the conversion. Here's Legree back. He's going to pass.
One hop.
Oh, it's a one-hopper incomplete. So the conversion fails, and the Hitmen will have to settle for a 1-point lead at 13-12. So let's grab a quick break to refresh. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here in Newville, Pennsylvania, South Central PA, the Hitmen just took a 13-12 lead on the Tri-County Owls. Owls will be getting the ball momentarily. Once again, if you just joined us, happy Father's Day from all of us here at HSG Network. And of course, for tomorrow, happy Juneteenth for those doing celebrations tomorrow. May everybody be safe for what they're doing. As we have the kickoff going on, that'll be taken by the Owls and swung around left side, and again crossing to about the 26-27 yard line. Got a number of people checking us out here for this game, the semifinal matchup. I'm getting word we're getting people from Arkansas and Oklahoma checking us out. Rather than give names, crazy shots, everyone checking us on HSG Network. As I said a moment ago, make sure you subscribe. Plenty of things going on. We got a lot of things happening in July and August. Of course, next Saturday, the championship game. Winner plays the Brooklyn Seminoles. It will be in Philly. Of course, I have other commitments, but still, check it out on HSG Network. Got plenty of good things coming, and a lot of excitement for this summer and of course, the fall ahead. So now as we get back into action, Howard will be back in a second here. Ball spot at the 28-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Dimitri Davis back in play here. A nightmarish last drive. Now let's see if he can make up for it.
Backwards drive.
Yeah, a drive that went the wrong way. Davis.
Side handoff.
Goes inside handoff. They're going to get a couple to about the 30, maybe the 31.
That's Caesar again? Looks like it.
Yeah, I think so. Trying to establish a little bit more of a running game, and they had a couple of nice plays, and now we got an official timeout. Oh, three-quarter time, that's why.
Tom.
That was fast. So we're ready to go to the final quarter here in Newville. And again, Hitmen lead the Owls 13-12. Let's grab a quick break. Final quarter comes your way after this. Okay, back here at Big Spring High School here in Newville, Pennsylvania. I'm Tom Wilkins, Howard Gaber taking care of the controls, and Craig taking care of the camera stuff. Hitmen just took a 13-12 lead just moments ago. The Owls with the ball as we begin the final quarter of play. Ball is spotted at the 31-yard line. It is 2nd and 6. And it's going to be pretty loud here as we are on the sideline of the Hitmen.
Oh, no. I think the Houston Astros are playing.
Here's a quick pitch. It's about the 35 and out of bounds down to about the 37. And that was the Deere Smith. Now, I wonder if they're going to rule that a run or a lateral.
We got to yell at him. Oh, my God. I don't think we can stop him. He's unstoppable. As long as he doesn't have change inside it, should be all right.
Well, anyway, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Owls. Ball to 42. They're going to try and bounce a handoff, and nothing doing this time. Maybe a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. So don't mind if we have some interesting backgrounds when we try and commentate here in this final quarter.
It's okay. It's all fun. It's all football.
Hey, we got to have some fun around here, you know. They spot the ball. The 40 ends up being a 2-yard loss. So after a gain of 11, a 2-yard loss makes it 2nd and 12.
Okay, we take him away.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line.
Oh, no, she's giving him back. Yeah, I'm going to have to get up, Tom.
All right, so on,
keep going.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Here's Davis throwing across his body, and it's incomplete. Like I said, we are on the side of the Hitmen, and they're trying to get whatever edge they can to get their crowd fired up. Of course, we're doing everything we possibly can to ensure that we get the plays correctly, so we do apologize if anything is interrupting the sound flow. But as we continue on, it is 3rd and 12 as the ball is at the 40, and I thought that the Owls were going to go up tempo for a second. They decided not to, and they go into a huddle instead.
Oh, sorry, Tom. I had to put the kibosh on the water cooler.
On the two 10-gallon jugs.
We're picking them up, not us. Oh,
and now somebody else is playing. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, on 3rd and 12, Hitmen showing blitz, and they hand it off, bouncing around the right side. Caesar is going to be well short of a first down. They're going to give him the 45, but that's about it, but forcing a 4th and 7. Now
I'll get up again if I have to, Tom.
Now it's decision time. 4th and 7. What do? Do you gamble or do you punt?
That was Chris Amato on the percussion.
Percussion or concussion?
He's got to go out. Immediately, as soon as we needed him, he's going to go out. Somebody's hurt somewhere. We're yelling at him, and he's going out on the field.
Yes, somebody's shaking up.
You can see him there. He was the one with the percussion.
After all that, huh?
Snare drums.
Well,
always something, Tom. We've never seen that at a game, Tom. First time for everything here.
Well, hey, listen. I mean, you have, from a music major like me, I mean, there's always concussion instruments. So we just hope they don't really happen on the field. That's the biggest thing.
It's true. It's funny, though. He took over for the other. As soon as we stopped it, he took over. But that's okay. Let's reset, Tom. 4th down. Going for it here.
Javante Haynes was the one shaking up on that last play. Well, we'll see if Davis decides to pooch kick here. Wind has died down in compared to the first quarter. The wind has died down a little bit, but they are going empty gun here.
Oh, my God.
Let's see what happens on 4th and 8 from the 45. Davis standing by himself. They go heavy left. They're going to go for it. Davis under a rush. He bounces off one tackle. Can he turn the corner? He shifts. Oh, he's going to get blasted down at the line of scrimmage. Too many moves, and when that happens, the defense closes in and smothers you. And the Hitmen do their job. They force the Owls to turn it over on downs, jugs and all.
That's it. That's it. Great play. Thank you. Yeah, put them under here so no one else. Just one. Only just one.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Craig, make sure both those things are down on the remote. Both are down, right?
So the Hitmen force the turnover on downs, and clearly they have all the momentum. And it looks like now we are the ones that will be holding the jugs until the game is over.
Don't worry, I'm not going to be smashing them.
That might come
I'll be
later.
fighting people off if they try to get them, though. I'll have Thomas back up.
No.
So you turn the ball over, Tom. First down for. So this could be a closeout here, Tom. This could be go up by 2 scores if they can get it in.
If they take care of the ball and do their job, that's all you can ask for at this point. As Legree is back on the field, ball spotted at the Owls 45. Legree in the shotgun set as usual. We'll see if they give it to
Cody.
Oh, no, it's a keeper.
Oh,
Legree fakes out, and he's going to slide down at about the 34-yard line. Might be a little too early to slide. He's half a yard short of a first down the way that looks.
And that had everybody. Everybody was grabbing Cody. Everybody.
So they're going to say second and about a yard. But what they're doing is they're trying to wind the clock down.
Gotta use the run. Gotta use the run.
So that'll make it second and about. No, actually, they did give him the first down based upon.
Right, what are you gonna do? Inches?
Yeah, well, it was close. But the ball be spotted at the 35-yard line. Let's see how they line up this time. Good thing they didn't give him the Cody, otherwise it would have been a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, he was stopped. They had him. They had all the stopped. That's
We'll give the Cody this time, and not too much. They're going to give him the 33-yard line.
About 2 yards.
Probably setting up for another play, trying to dissect the Owls' defense any way they can. But once again, the Owls, they've
been on the field, Tom, a long time.
They have, but they've played well. They have played well. The question is, will it be well enough?
And will it be long enough? I mean, they've been on the field almost this whole second half, Tom. What do you have, the 4 and out? You lost the ball behind them. And then the last plays, they're not giving them a break. So this is all part of conditioning.
And that's really the key here too. This game swung around once that bad snap happened on the opening drive of the second half. You look for key plays, and that was one of them. Back-to-back bad snaps, and that put the Owls against it. Forced the Hitmen to have good field position. This is where we are. Here's Cody. He sneaks through, and he's going to be close to a first down. He may even have it at the 25-yard line.
He's right on the 25.
Right on the purple stripe, which is every 25 yards in this field, and they are moving to 6 for a first down.
See, this has been a completely different offense, Tom, in the second half that we've seen from them. Single back, using Cody Lamoureux to get that ball down there.
And Cody's been doing a good job, and I think I got to give credit to the offensive line, because if they weren't doing their jobs, Cody wouldn't be getting the yards he was getting. And remember, he had an 18-yard pickup on his last drive, which set up that touchdown by Legree.
Now would be the time to play action and get it to Morrell. You got him false. They're starting to creep up a little bit, but you keep going with it. Why not? Just get chunk yards.
And there's another 3, and this time they give
Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards this time with that one for another 3 yards. So they're changing the backs, and it'll be 2nd and 7. So I think now would be a good time for play action, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, you got to find Morrell. The defense is probably looking for him, because that's his target. That's his favorite target. He's usually the other receivers, but he scored some points for him. So
he's been relatively quiet. Official timeout. I think they were getting the ball out of play. Putting a new ball in play.
Yeah, could have been from the heat. Could have deflated a little bit from the heat.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. See, I saw Tom Brady before with a pin in his hand, so I don't know what that has anything to do with it.
I'm not 100% sure, but his legend still lives on throughout all football in multiple dimensions.
Does he have 6? 6 Super Bowl rings? 6.
7. One with Tampa, don't forget.
That's right. Come out a little wider, Craig.
2nd and 7 from the 22.
That's it.
Here's a
That's
handoff.
Edwards again.
And Edwards will cross the 20 again to red zone, get to about the 18. So now you force a 3rd and short. And now what the Hitmen are doing, they're keeping the Owls guessing. And right now the Hitmen are doing the job making sure they're guessing incorrect.
That's power. They're running power. Running power up the middle. And it's the Hitmen block versus the defensive line of the Owls. And right now the offense is winning. They're getting some good pushback. And this is how you close the game out. And this will work against the Seminoles. You know, Seminoles have a 4-man front as well. You know, you don't expect, this offense to run, but, if you can get some kind of push here, you hope, I wouldn't say it's going to work. I shouldn't say it's going to work because nothing can work against the Seminoles. But at least you hope that you're fine-tuning your offense for next week if you make it to that place. And again, if the Owls stop them and come back in the game, then their offense is going to have to run against the Seminoles. So both teams. A lot on the game here.
Most definitely. All right, they set the ball at the 18, so it is 3rd and 3. Ball spotted, like I said, in the red zone, the 18. Legree back. Will he take it himself? He bounces back, being chased. He goes down to 21-yard line. Good job by the Owls defense staying with him.
And that brings up 4th down. That was 25. I think it's Gleaves is 25.
Well, I think Kwame Jones, who's had a very nice game, he was able to make the initial stop, and Legree had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Gleaves was tied for first or up there in sacks in the stats there. So, it's your guys come out. When you need them, they come out. So we'll see what they do here on 4th down. I would definitely say they're going for it, but
that'd be tough to go for. But then again, would you try a 38-yard field goal?
I don't know. Semi-pro, it's tough. It's tough. Well, he's kicking the extra points at 22. So you're only talking another 15, 16 yards. And he had plenty of room when he kicked it. So
that is true. I mean, it's only a few extra yards difference.
The question is you got to remember, the Owls are not going to go for a field goal. They're going to go for a touchdown.
Right.
So may as well get a timeout and figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's what the Hitmen are going to do. They're going to call time and get this thing all set up here.
Take a break.
So let's grab a quick break here in this final quarter. 13-12, Hitmen over the Owls. Back in just a moment. We're back here in Newville, Pennsylvania, where the Hitmen just called a timeout and they're getting ready to go for a 4th and 6 from the 21-yard line. This is a huge play on multiple levels. A first down keeps the drive going for the Hitmen, and Owls stop, and they have a chance. Official time is kept on the field. We're not sure how much time is left in the final quarter, so we're going to have to see.
But we are in the final quarter.
Yes, we are. Of course, the winner of this game plays the Brooklyn Seminoles, who won their game 30-6 over the Jersey Jackals in yesterday's action that you may still be able to see on HSG Network.
Still up there.
Yeah, it's still up there, so you can check that game out, subscribe, and prepare for other stuff. All right, here we go. 4th down. Legree is back. He's looking.
Little shuffle.
And he shuffles it, and the pass is incomplete. They went toward Edwards. He couldn't handle the ball. And now the Hitmen turned the ball over on downs.
And he had it. But, again, the sun, everything out there. Heat, sun, field.
And he may have had his eyes toward the sun, too. That may have caused him visually to not be able to see it.
And Dave had that little shuffle, that little shoulder shuffle that might have thrown him off.
Oh, man.
It happens.
It does, but what really happened was it gave the Owls a chance. And now it'll be up to the Hitmen defense to put a stop to it. Although Davis now has 79 yards to travel to get him to the championship game potentially.
Yeah, and we don't know how much time. No idea how much time. I'd say at least half the quarter gone on that drive.
I would agree with you there because I know the Hitmen took a good amount of time on that last drive. The question now is, all right, so we're told 5:17 left in regulation.
Close? That's not bad, Tom. 7.5, 5:17. Not bad.
Well, let's see what happens here as Davis comes back out.
I want to thank everybody again for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Get us to 2,000. It's like a fundraiser.
I'm not going to go into that, but 1st and 10 for the 21-yard line. Here's Davis in the shotgun.
Nothing.
And the Hitmen were ready. Oh, he's going to try and get back out. He cannot.
You just don't want that unsportsmanlike for unnecessary roughness. That was Caesar. Caesar got the ball at the end.
Yeah, Caesar was the one who did. I didn't see any flags down, though.
No, I'm saying you just don't want to get that. You know, you can be rambunctious. You can make the tackle at the end there, but when that whistle blows, you got to get off. You can't go crazy because your fans are yelling and screaming.
That's very true. I know it's more fuel, but it's a matter of containing it, which is the biggest thing right now. So a big loss on the play.
You got to think Dimitri's going to try at least one pass here to somebody.
That was a 5-yard loss, by the way, back to the 16. 2nd and 15. You know the Hitman going to be firing all cylinders now. We'll see what Davis does. He'll take it. Back. He's going to call his own number. He has some room.
Oh,
what is he doing?
They tried to strip the ball.
And he got to about the 23. I don't know why he was running around in circles.
Because they were trying to strip the ball from him. The one guy on the side was dragging his arm down with the ball, so he tried to eliminate him by circling and trying to circle back and come up. But, yeah, that just prevented him from getting more yards. But if he had kept running, he probably would have fumbled the ball because the guy had his arm on the ball.
And that's what you want to try and knock the ball away. Ends up being a 7-yard gain. Now force a 3rd
I love the crowd. Love the crowd. We usually don't get too much of a crowd on our microphones because we're closed off and the microphones are censored to your voice. But by using this open mic system, we get a lot more sound to the game.
Most definitely. I mean, you don't normally get that from us, but hey, we're enjoying it. It's been a good one. 3rd and 8 from the 23-yard line. Again, Dimitri in the shotgun.
He's got to look Smith. He's looking number 2.
Back to pass, throwing left. Pass is caught.
No.
Or is it? No, it's incomplete. It was wide.
Yeah, that was Weidman.
Now in the direction of, I believe it was Darnell Weidman.
Yeah.
And he couldn't come up with it now.
Now what?
Yeah,
now what,
that's
Tom?
a biggie. It's like after you graduate college, congratulations, now what?
Yeah,
and the same thing can be said here.
4th down. Got to bring the punt team in.
Yeah, but will the Owls be able to stop the defense again? That's the biggie. Well, I mean, the Owls' offense have stalled tremendously here in the second half.
Yeah, we're under 3. I don't know, Tom. I don't know if well, you got 3 timeouts, but again, you're wasting all this time trying to punt here. This is still clock running. No, it can't be.
I thought it was an incomplete pass.
It's incomplete, yeah. So it's not. My bad.
That's okay. And we all do this from time to time. And now whistle blows. And it looks like we may have a delay of game against the Owls.
I was going to say, it was a lot of time.
Now we've seen that a lot in this game because remember, official, they keep the game clock and the play clock on the field. 2 weeks ago, there was a 40-second clock on either side, and that kind of helped us, but that threw a lot of delay of games into the thing.
I think we had 6 delay of games last week.
And I think this one is our first.
Yep.
So 5 yards back, and they will punt. They're gonna need a good one.
No rush.
And it's gonna take a bounce and be returned. And tripped up at about the 48-yard line is Howard Holton.
There you go.
Out of Marietta, Pennsylvania. I found it surprising that they were going to return that because if it's juggled and the Owls recover, then that changes the entire complexion.
Yeah, but you're shorthanded back there. It's an easy bounce to just roll into you, so you pick it up instead of letting it go another 4 or 5 yards back. That's all.
All right, so assuming the Owls have all 3 of their timeouts,
We're assuming that.
they're going to probably use them all here in this last one. We're told 2:18 left in regulation.
So, Tom, you get a couple first downs, it's over.
Most certainly. And you got the 2-minute warning, so the Owls realize what they can do if you give up
Gotta
2
stop
first
them.
downs,
Gotta
that'll be
stop
it.
them on the first. Stop them on the first, call your timeout. Stop them again, get the 2-minute warning, then you're going to have a 3rd and long. So, but that's in the future, and that's the Howard Gaber procrastination.
We'll find
see.
out. The nose of the
Forecast.
ball is on the midfield stripe, so that's where it is, 1st and 10. Legree
They are tight.
standing in the
They are
shotgun,
tight
and
up on
wait
the
a
line.
minute, whistle blows, and the Owls are thinking there might be a penalty on the Hitman.
False start, Hitman.
Yep, somebody jumped, so that's a big penalty. That's a real big penalty because now you got 1st and 15.
But better on first than second and third. So better on first down where you have more time and more room. So now it maybe changes the play, maybe not a run, maybe a short pass, or maybe you keep the run. You got Marcus Slocum over there, number 5 on in the tight end position, offset and a wing. That would be the side I would run to. He is a monster of a man. Played Division I at Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That is the
So
guy I would
first
go.
down.
See, that's where they're going. Look, Tom, look at that.
Yeah,
Going right where he was.
You made the right call there, and they got the 5 yards back. The question is, when do the Owls use a timeout? They do let it run to
I
the
guess they're gonna
2-minute
let it run.
timeout.
Let it run to the 2 minutes.
That's what I think they're going to do.
I would have called it, Tom. Coach Gabriel would have called it.
Yep, and you did exactly right. So there you had the 2-minute timeout. While we have a second, just a quick reminder that this Den playoff game being presented by Patillo Companies. Tape Me Up with trainer Steve. Of course, tapemeup.net, the website. Weather-tight exteriors and Serve Pro. Of course, you can call 1-800-SERVE-PRO, and they got all the things you need to know with them. So many thanks to the sponsors here for this contest as
Keep going, Tom.
evidently got something else happening here. But anyway, we had the 2-minute timeout here. Once again, the winner plays the Brooklyn Seminoles next week in Philly on Saturday afternoon.
If you want to do that, you can stand.
It will certainly be a lot of fun here.
What are you giving away?
So we have 2 minutes left.
We'll say what it is. Just show
Keep in mind that based upon what we have, the Owls have all 3 of their timeouts. Do not be surprised if they use one of them on the next play, depending on what it is.
Yeah. You got the 2-minute warning. I would have called that timeout prior because that would have given you 2 stops, but that's just me.
Right, just be a couple
outcoach
seconds.
people.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes it's a matter of like how many seconds do you want and how do you want to conserve? And every
And they're
coach has a
coming.
different way. As
Big
here they
pickup.
come,
Marquise
Legree
Edwards with
gonna
the
throw a
pickup.
deep ball, and it ends up
Ugh.
going incomplete, and that's huge for the Owls because it saves them a timeout.
And he had 2 guys down. He had just not no time because they came up the middle. Marquise Edwards picked him up. They picked him up pretty quick and dropped him, but he had somebody else coming on the other side, so he had to get rid of the ball quick. Thank goodness it was incomplete and was not an interception because they had some room to run if it was.
Yeah, very surprising call here. But like I said, this is one of those situations where you need a certain amount of yards. You normally get it, and that's been the pedigree of Legree here with 3rd and 10 from the midfield stripe. And usually he comes through with it, but now the question is, if you don't get it, what do you do? Because
Yeah.
you know the Owls are going to call timeout. So
Yeah, you're gonna get a timeout either way. If you get the first down or whatever, you're gonna have to stop the clock.
let's see what happens. Legree in the shotgun, showing. Oh wait, it could be another jump. There
Yeah,
could
that
be
was-
another jump.
No, that wasn't a could be. That was a jump. So it's gonna be 5
Wow.
yards.
You had another false start on the Hitmen, and boy, the drama just got a little higher here. We haven't seen
be a
very
longer
many
pass.
false starts in this game, and now 2 of the last 3 plays, the Hitmen got hit with a false start. Now it's 3rd and 15.
He's gonna have to put it up. If you want the first, he's gonna have to put it up. If you wanted them to use the timeouts, You run it on the ground.
I mean, will the Owls be able to stop them, or are we going to say, have we seen this story many times before?
Gosh, they're going to get the ball. If they get the ball back under 2 minutes again, that was last time, right? And just got a couple incompletes, and that was the game. But you don't want to give them the ball back.
Well, let's see what happens. 3rd and 15. Now the Owls sideline chanting defense. Legree awaiting the snap. A low one, but he takes it, looking,
Oh, no.
and he's going to be swallowed up at the 40. And those 2 false starts are enormous. Now the Owls are going to use a timeout here.
Yeah, you got to.
And the Hitmen are going to have the punt. They're going to have a 4th and 20 coming up. What a crazy situation here.
Yeah, it happens, Tom. This is as our coach Nick used to say, that's football.
And no better description than in this particular situation.
Shout out to Coach
here.
Nick. Happy Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to everybody, Tom, including you.
And you as well, Howard. Let's not forget
Not
about
Craig.
that.
We're not giving Craig the Father's Day. He doesn't get it. He's sweating still.
Why?
He's got to stay focused for the last minute and a half.
Oh, come on.
Because let me tell you, we're not going OT. We're not going to go OT here at 13-12.
I don't think there are 1-point plays in this league.
Well, 138 remaining. That's what we've been told. So prior to the kick, it's going to be 138. So this is exactly what happened last time, Tom.
Well, it was 22-20 last time. Here it's 13-12. You can't get much closer ratio-wise than that.
Just want a good snap and a good kick. That's all you want.
The good snap is the important part.
There it is.
They got that, and they got the
Bowman kick. Return. Oh,
and it's
no.
oh my goodness! It went off an owl, and then it's taken out. And then we got a flag down because the returner stepped out of bounds.
That was the flag was return stepped out of bounds, but the flag was a block in the back.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 10 yards in the spot of the infraction.
Yep.
So it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Way up.
So now the Owls are basically going to be caught in more of a passing brigade here.
Yeah, not good with the minute, especially with the D-backs. But that's what they're going to. They got the best receivers, 4 top receivers out there, if not 5.
And you go after the tallest one.
You look for the mismatch. You look for where there's no. Oh, it's a head-to-head, Tom. That's going to be 15.
That's a personal foul. And if it happened before the 30-yard line, that's half the distance.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
So it looks like the Owls are going to be very, very deep in their own territory.
So now the question is do you turn it up and show the blitz, or do you drop back and prevent?
I'd go halfway. I kind of would go halfway.
I don't know if you can, Tom.
Yeah,
just play a cover 2 then. 2 safeties high.
I mean, it's very hard. Prevent's like basically the fatal blow when it comes to most defenses.
Yeah, but you got under a minute and a half and you're on the 15-yard line.
Yeah, but if you run prevent and half the time you don't prevent.
Yeah.
So that's the risk you run.
It looks like they got a 4-man line out there, 5-man line out there, now 4.
So the play was at the 30. So it's 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line.
Everything in front. You do not want anybody getting behind you.
Dimitri Davis in the shotgun. Let's see what he does. He'll take it. Has a little time. He'll off the screen.
That's not going to get you anything.
No, not at all. It only gets about a yard to the 16. Now, will they use their second timeout or keep it running?
Looks like they're running. They're running.
Gotta be under a minute and a half now.
1 minute. 1 minute left and running. It's a good thing we don't have a clock here, but we got guys on the side that are loving giving us the time.
And they still have 2 timeouts. It's taking a long time to get the play.
Oh my gosh.
Here it is, back to snap.
He's got to get a chunk. You can't get
Trying
sacked.
to roll out. Here's a deep ball right side. It's intercepted at the 25-yard line, and that's going to do it. The interception by Javonte Haynes, who comes down with it. And once again, it looks like the Central Penn Hitmen are going to escape.
Survive. We won't say escape because they're up the whole half. They didn't let up a point the whole second half, Tom. Not a point in the whole second half.
That's true. That is very true. And their defense turned it up. And ever since that opening first down to begin the second half, they didn't allow anything. Now, I don't know if the officials have signaled game over yet.
No, they got to take a couple knees, but you would think the Owls would take their timeouts, or
Well, really, one first down ends the game at this point.
Oh no, it doesn't. Tom, they don't have enough timeouts. They only have 2, so the clock's going to run under a minute.
Right.
You just have to take knees. You might have to take 3 knees if they call 2 timeouts. That's it.
So it looks like the Central Penn Hitmen will be once playing in Philly next Saturday against the Brooklyn Seminoles. Once again, the Tri-County Owls, a valiant effort. They did a heck of a job. But once again, it's the Hitmen in the second half who make the adjustments and look like they will survive this one. Yep. And this was a low-scoring game, to say the least.
That was a 3.5-hour drive to bring this to everybody. We hope everybody enjoyed the game. It was a great one. Came down to the end here. Stick around with us. We do have a presentation at the end of the game for the offensive MVP. He is in the house. Sean Slippi will be handing that out. So we will stay on the air for that.
Okay.
So Craig, just keep it on the middle there. He's going to give it out in the middle. We won't have sound for him, but Tom will do play-by-play for the award ceremony.
Well, anyway, LeGree takes a knee and a timeout called by the Owls.
We'll put that up on the board.
And it's amazing how this team, whether they are the Piranha or the Hitmen, the amount of success they have had over the last quarter century has been just so off the charts.
They had one blip. The one blip season in the MLF was the blip, where they lost about 3 or 4 quarterbacks during the year, and they just couldn't overcome it. But you're right. This is more of the Hitmen from the 8-man transitioning into the 11-man. So it's almost like a new beginning, and then you grab some of the guys from the 11-man and bring them to that team, and it's almost like an all-star team for Central Penn. And you have the coaching staff, which is Piranha players. So it's Ron Kerr, everything. Great organization. Not to say anything bad about Lester Cream and his organization. To make it this far, first season in the Den, come up big, come up into the semifinals, still great for his team, and shows a lot of their heart is out there.
And they are a very solid organization. They always play to compete. They do rather well, and sometimes you get things like this. It looks like the last knee is taken by LeGree, and that, I think, is going to do it. The Central Penn Hitmen do the job as they defeat the Tri-County Owls 13-12 here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Another classic here in the south central part of PA, and these two will be seeing each other again soon.
Probably next season.
Yeah, probably. But your final thoughts on this game?
Final thoughts are great job by both teams. We're glad we made the drive out here for 3.5 hours. We got a couple things working. We know we got to work on a couple things technically wise to get it to another level, because we want to be able to do games that have no electricity and bring them to you live the same way we did today. So, I got hats off to you, Tom, for, doubling back and tripling back and doing what we can with what we have. So we're going to stick around again. Let Craig just hang out for a second. We're going to go dead center. I think Sean's going to give the plaque out, and Tom will give you the final recap and the player that's going to earn it. Because he doesn't know. I do.
You sneaky, aren't you? Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I mean, you can have all the trash talking you want between two teams, but the Hitmen and the Owls, much respect to both of them. Class acts all around with the way they show respect to one another. I mean, it's football for 2.5, 3 hours, and then when it's over, it's incredible respect. And that's the great thing about a semi-pro family like this, regardless of what league you are in. And it's a testament to Kerr, to Cream, to everybody on both of those franchises. They just do a phenomenal job, and the respect they show for one another, that tells the tale right there.
So Sean's waving to us. You can see him. He's right there in the middle in the white shirt and the shorts. He's in the white shirt and the shorts at the 50. He's going to give out the offensive MVP, so you can get a little tight on him if you need to. Making sure the handshakes are done well. No fisticuffs. Not that there would be any in this league.
There was a little bit of emotion in the first quarter in this game, but that was it.
Yep.
Everything else, that's how you want football played. And I think for both teams, it was a testament of how to play a very important game and keep your emotions in check.
Yes, and it looks like the emotions are in check now.
Well, they went from battlefield to utmost respect, and I mean that. I mean, you can tell with the hugs and pounds that they're giving each other. I mean, that really says something of how great semi-pro is.
Right. Craig, stay off of him. Go back to the center, Craig.
All right, so we're waiting for the trophy presentation. I mean, I think Howard. I mean, Howard said he already knows. I think I might have an idea who it might be,
We're
but
not gonna let the cat out of the bag, though. Let's get everybody off the. We'll
I'll get the
everybody
bag
off
out of
and
the
we'll
cat. That's another story in
him.
itself. So, but for the people who made it out here about 5 miles off Route 11, as somebody got caught up in the tent there. I mean, I tell you what, no matter where you play the game of football, I mean, it's a field of dreams. I mean, these teams play for the love of the game. They always have, they always will, and it's such a great thing to have these players. I mean, you got kids involved. I mean, these people have jobs. They deal with families and so many other things. And outside of that, this is basically their escape for 3 hours per week, and any practices they're able to make. And when you have structured organizations such as these two have and have had for many years, I mean, both teams have won respective championships in other places. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. And,
Here he comes. All right, now he's making his way out.
All right, now
Pick
we're
him
going
up,
to
Craig.
see. You'll notice the commissioner is standing probably about the 45-yard line.
league owner.
The league owner, rather.
He always likes to take titles off of people, but
No,
I'm going to put it back on.
I'm not going to be skipping out on him, so.
League owner.
Skippy, the league owner, is going to
Slip.
slip the.
Holy crap.
I guess I slipped there. Slip the league owner is going to give out the.
Sean Mensah. We'll give his real name. So
Yeah,
now you can
Sean
see he's giving-
Menson.
It's Mensa. Tom, just be
rather.
quiet.
All
Just be
right,
quiet.
We'll get it.
I think you do it on purpose.
No, I'm trying
I
to
think
think
you do.
of things.
I
So.
really think you do. So there it is. Here comes your offensive MVP, which is none other than. Can you believe it, Tom?
David Legree.
There you go.
I mean, I tell you what, he may not have the best game, but he managed it very well, and he made some key plays that were very important. So Legree ends up doing the job, and now he gets to lead his Hitmen to the championship Saturday. So make sure you join us for that. The Brooklyn Seminoles and the Central Penn Hitmen from Philly on Saturday. We're wrapping it up here from Southern PA. For Howard Gaber and Craig on camera, I'm Tom Wilkins. Your final. The Central Penn Hitmen 13, the Tri-County Owls 12. Happy Father's Day, and enjoy your Juneteenth ceremony.